And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internet, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I'm not sure where to start. First of all, we got the J6 pipe bomb planter suspect arrested. Y'all say, oh, ABL, that's your nephew. That's you in an alternative life. Shut up. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we got California Governor Gavin Newsom, potentially the Democratic Party's nominee in 2028, going viral for all the wrong reasons. And of course, you have his team trying to capitalize off of it, but not going very well. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, we got Stephen A. Smith on The View. He looks like he's trying to be the presidential candidate in 2028. If he's not, I can't tell. I mean, he's pretty much maxed out over at ESPN. If they could, they had this guy cleaning up the basketball court after the game was over with as part of his responsibilities. So now what's next? Okay, let's play to be the world leader. I don't think he has a real chance, but he'll try. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, there were a few other people at the event with Gavin where he went viral for his seating position. Halle Berry being one of them. She looked quite stately, surprisingly. Then there was the CEO of Palantir, Alex Karp, looking a little bit coke-ish. We'll talk about all those things and a whole lot more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. So I'm seeing a few comments here about some current events, some things that are not in the title. Talking about the earthquakes in Alaska. I just saw that. Earthquakes in Alaska, reserve volcano in Hawaii erupting. Hey, y'all know the magnetic North Pole is shifting. So you're going to have events like that happen all over the world. Don't be surprised at some crazy weather events, earthquakes. I mean, you're going to have events like that anyway. I don't want everybody to think, oh, because we got earthquakes, there's something going on. I mean, hey, there's things happening with the planet that we can't control. We're talking about climate change. Climate change has got to be the biggest scam of my life. Climate change. Yeah, it's called seasons. It's called weather. It's called cycles. It's called patterns that have existed long before human beings had industrialization. And then they want to conflate it. Then they want to say, well, ABL, what about our dirty rivers and dirty water? Water being dirty is not the same thing as saying that the weather is changing and humanity are the ones behind it. The weather changes because there's patterns that we can't control. Unless we have some kind of ability to control the sun or the moon. If we could control the moon, like the physical actual object of the moon or the sun, then okay. But we can't do that. All we could do is just release carbon into the atmosphere, which, by the way, is fuel for the trees, but that's a different story. The only thing you could really say is, okay, we're polluting the groundwater. Okay, I get it. Polluting the groundwater and contaminating our food. We're putting things in food that shouldn't be there. I get that. But beyond that, nah. Humanity is not responsible for climate change if it's happening. Humanity is not responsible for the magnetic North Pole shifting. Like, there's no machine we could just change where the North Pole is at. We can't do that. At a certain point, especially those who are believers, if you believe in God in any kind of way, you have to understand that these are things that are beyond us. So it is what it is. That's right. Guy Smiley says CO2 is like steroids for growing plants. Exactly. And we know that we need plants for survival. We know we need that. We know we need greenery for survival as human beings. And that's right, Sue. Sue says whether it's always changing for millions of years. Exactly. 1000%. Yep. That is how that goes. Zealand Zen says Illinois lost farmland of solar panels. Oh, the solar panels are crazy. Like, these are just big heat magnets. Not only are you going to lose land from building those, they're also fragile, very fragile. And at a certain point, they are no good. And you got large fields of abandoned solar panels. And when they are in operation, they cause a lot of heat. And even afterward, I would suppose, because I guess the process of the sun rising is still going to happen, and the panel will still be there. So you're talking about immense heat. The wildlife around that is going to suffer. Birds are going to be suffering from not only the solar panels, but also the wind turbines. So all this green energy stuff is just it's a hoax. It's a big hoax, and it's all about money. At the end of the day, it is all about the monies. Okay, so you see weather events, just understand that's how the earth is. The earth always goes through things like this. It's never going to actually change no matter what we do. It doesn't matter. You could be an alien, because think about it like this. Okay, if we're concerned about aliens coming and taking us over, doing this, that, and the third, what they could do is just change our weather. What they could do is attack us that way. And what are we going to do about it? But has that happened? As far as I know, there is plenty of land on this earth that is totally habitable, beautiful weather. And even when it's not so beautiful, it's not that bad. Like where I live right now, it's about 40 degrees, 39 degrees. But it's not that bad. It's okay. It's not like you're not going to freeze. It's okay. I'm not living in Antarctica or the North Pole like Santa Claus or something like this in the igloo. And even in those environments, people have adapted to be able to live in extremely cold environments or extremely hot environments. Equatorial nations, imagine living in an environment where it's always hot and humid all the time. 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees, humid all the time. Could you do it? Some of us can. Or in an environment where it's cold a lot, where the sun doesn't really rise or set a lot. It's hard to live. People live there, though. We've adapted to be able to do it. That's right, Toledo Jess. We adapt 1,000%. What's that? Yote says, what happened to global warming when it's freezing in most states? They moved the goalpost. Oh, it's not global warming, it's global cooling. It's climate change. Any kind of adverse weather event is then blamed on climate change because we've lumped any kind of thing that is out of the ordinary or not common, because it's not necessarily unordinary. It's just uncommon. The cicadas coming out of their shell is uncommon in our lifetime, but it's normal because it's going to happen, like every 17 years? That's not a common occurrence for us, but it's normal. It's a pattern. It's okay. It's totally fine. Kino says this is where ancient religions come from. It was based on the sun. Oh, yeah, we could go real deep on that. We could get real deep on that. DD Manger says, always hot and humid, Florida or Houston or Vietnam. Hey, you know what? Give me the always humid versus the dry. Desert conditions, I can't do nothing with it. Vegas, all of that, you can keep that. I'm good. Don't worry about it. Exactly, Carolyn. The hubris required to believe that man can change the earth. It's not really a thing. So shout out to everybody who understands the basic reality of the planet on which we live. Climate change, all of that, that's just a thing that is a scam. If the climate does change, we can't do nothing about it. Not in the least bit. But shout out to you guys. So I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. We got quite a bit going on here. That J6 pipe bomb suspect, I'm mad y'all say he looks like me, but he does. That guy does look like me, but it's okay. It's not me. And I don't even know, at this point, I don't even know if that is actually him. And before I get into that, I almost forgot, because there's some things that's happening right now, breaking news. The thing with the volcano in Hawaii and then the earthquakes in Alaska, that's one thing. But then also, Tim Pool, people shot at his house. They shot at his house. You know, they didn't shoot the house up. That's a different story. Shooting the house up would mean that they made contact with the house, like bullets actually hit the house or hit somebody outside the house. But what happened was somebody shot at his house. Now, that is crazy, but people are crazy. And this kind of violence always comes from the left. You don't see conservatives really doing this. This ain't really a right-wing thing. What did Tampon Tim say? Tampon Tim said some Trump supporters or somebody drove past his house and called him a retard. Okay? Now, that is as far as we go on the right. We're not going to go shoot at his house because of his political point of view. But on the left, they do that. At the same time, the left say, disarm them. Oh, okay, you want us to be disarmed, so you have the weapon, so you have the advantage. How about not? How about we don't do that, actually? How about we don't do it and say that we did and leave it there? Because we know what the game plan is. You guys want to get in power and disarm us so you're able to take over. That's not going to happen. In the Constitution, it says First Amendment freedom of speech. So I have the right to oppose you, leftists. Okay, number one. And then number two, I'm going to back it up by having a right to bear arms. The way that they are able to silence us is by disarming us. So don't let that happen. Maintain your Second Amendment rights. Practice it and cherish it. If there's a bill coming around talking about, oh, well, we got so much gun violence and mass shootings. It's the guns. You know, we have to get rid of the guns. Don't let them do that. Because it's not about the guns. It's about control. It's about controlling you. It's about silencing your voice. Now, Tim Pool, I've been in his studio and they have a gate, armed guards. Like it's a pretty secure situation. And the reason why they have that is because of the left. You don't see many leftists having to get security to protect them from conservative people or from those on the right. You don't really hear about that kind of thing. Now, you're going to have some of these big celebrities that got a lot of money living up in the hills in Los Angeles with really tight security. But that security is a different level. Hey, go to Calabasas, somewhere like that up in the hills in Los Angeles area. And they got a gate before you get to the community. Like, as you're going up the mountain, it's one way in and it's a gate right there. Before you even get to the town, you got to get through a security checkpoint. It's funny how the left talk about walls are bad, borders are bad, nobody's illegal, but let somebody get through that gate to go to Calabasas that shouldn't be there. Oh, they're calling everybody. They're calling all the alphabet boys, the FBI, the CIA, the ABC, the 1, 2, 3. They're calling everybody to make sure that that person gets put up out of there. We saw it with Martha Stewart and the migrants. Within 24 to 48 hours, they had all the migrants deported to a military base. A military base. It's like, nah, look, we know we're wealthy and we have plenty of unoccupied homes that could be used as housing for you guys. But nah, we're not going to have that. It was cool for a little while. We got some pictures. We got some laughs. We got a good Instagram moment, all this, that, and the third. But you got to get up out of here. Okay? No Starbucks for you in the morning. No free lemon loaf from the Starbucks. You got to go straight to the military base. But when we the people say, hey, you know what? All these migrants have taken over this abandoned building and they are in there committing crime and they are a known prison gang from Venezuela called Tren de Aragua. All of a sudden you're a racist. Hey, you know what? If I go to Wally World and say, I want you to speak the English when you're working there, I'm all of a sudden the bad guy. Oh, nah, get on your phone, go to the app. The app? It's a human being right in front of me, and I can't talk to him because they don't speak no English. The Tower of Babel. You know, it's funny because I think a lot of parallels can be made from the Bible to what's happening right now. I think we could really do that, but I don't think people really do it enough, in my humble opinion, in casual, everyday conversation beyond the context of a sermon. And the popular sermons have become so ridiculous with how they present themselves, and they've become infested with LGBTQ, elemental P, X, Y, and Z. You don't know what's going on. If I see a female preacher off the rip, I'm gonna just not even listen. Off rip, I don't even care what they're saying. They could have gave me the cure for cancer. I don't care. I'm not listening because I know that I'm being led down the wrong path. Off rip. But my point is, going down that road, my point is we're not getting these allegories. Like, okay, Right now we got Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel was bad. Why? Because there was confusion because somebody could communicate. That's happening right now in the USA. And in the classroom, I know teachers, they say, hey, we got 4 or 5 languages spoken in one class. So you got a class of 28, 32, whatever kids, 5 languages, random stuff. Okay, all that clicking language is like, yo, okay, check it out. Maybe I know a little bit of Spanish. Okay, a little teeny bit of French or something. It's kind of similar to English. But you got this clicking language, Chinese. I don't know no Chinese. Okay, ni hao ma. That's all I know. Dim sum, fried rice, egg roll. It come with an egg roll. That's all I know. It come with egg roll. I know nothing else. So when you have all these languages in one classroom at the same time, what am I to do? I got to be a polyglot. I got to be some type of big brain. I got to be 1,000 IQ to communicate with the kids. Tower of Babel, confusion because lack of communication. Now they want to rely on or bank on AI being able to fix things. And what I see with AI, at least in our lifetime, I would say this. AI is going to be like the internet when that came out. That was a big thing that happened as I'm living. When I was a little boy, when I was like before middle school, there was no internet for me. I think I might have been about 10 years old when internet came out. This is AOL. So it's nothing like the way it was today. Like this right here is a brand new thing. I think AI will be like that. And a lot of jobs will be taken away, but a lot of jobs taken away when we industrialized. Because at one point, what did we do for a living? What was your job? If you were in America, let's say in 1850, whether you are a slave or not a slave, black or white, native, what was your actual job during that time? Your only job was sustenance farming in general, or maybe you would build things, blacksmithing, brick masonry, that kind of thing. But it wasn't like he went to a job every morning and clocked in. That came about like in the 1900s. So you redefined what work was. You redefined what purpose was in this new system of industrialization. And then when we got internet, the electronic revolution, that changed it again. It'll change again when AI comes. Now, AI is going to be so intelligent, it's hard for humans to be able to articulate or understand just how much the world will change with AI. But what do y'all think? Will it be doomsday for us? You know, I'm hearing all kinds of scenarios. Some of the scenarios don't make sense with AI. They say that there will be no more jobs and that power will be consolidated in a very small group of people in just a few hands, Google or whoever has the keys to the AI. But my question is, okay, how are they going to make money if nobody has any work? Okay, where does money come from if work is a thing of the past or if work is going to be transformed? You see, if the people who are, if the fear mongers about AI are correct and AI takes, let's say 50% of the jobs, 80% of the jobs, if that happens, then how will the AI companies survive? Because ultimately you got to pay for this stuff. It's not free. AI is not free. They say stuff like Grok on Twitter or ChatGPT or whatever is free. It is not free. Even if you use it for free, even if it's free to you, it's not free. Just like social media in general. You could get on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram for free, but it most certainly costs money to run it. Data centers, all these people that work there, everybody, the security people. You're talking about billions of dollars that go into these apps to make them run. Elon paid what, 44 billion with a B, 44 billion with a B for Twitter, now X.com. That's just that one app. What about Facebook, Google, YouTube, etc., TikTok? You're talking about billions, and they cannot afford that if we don't have the money to be able to pay for it. So I don't really see it like we're going to be devastated, we're going to be doomed, it's all over with. I don't see it that way. I just see it more as a transformative period, and we'll be able to figure out ways to go forward. And I think AI being super intelligent in the way that it will help us to be able to make that next leap in humanity. That's my opinion, but we'll see. We shall see. AMG says AI, garbage in, garbage out. Most people and companies do not know how to give it commands. That is correct. That is right on time. Now, Dual says we got to have universal basic income. Let's talk about that for a minute. UBI. What's going to happen if that goes down? You will have those who take UBI and then those who aren't on UBI. But, okay, if you have UBI, what are you going to spend money on? What are you buying? And from whom are you buying it? Are you buying things with your UBI from a person who has UBI themselves? If I have UBI and you have UBI, then how do we actually exchange? Like, how are we able to create things to give to each other? What are you spending your money on? That's my question. What are you spending your money on? To me, a UBI system under AI sounds like you're given rations by the government and you're able to use it how you see fit. It's kind of like EBT. That's kind of what it sounds like. Because here's the way that food stamp worked back in the day. You got actual pieces of paper. It was actual stamp, a white piece of paper or whatever the color was. It was actual paper you used in stores to buy food. But over time, since the advent of the debit card and rush cards and the green dye, all that good stuff back in the day, if you know, ever since that came out, they said, okay, forget it. You're going to put all the government monies, all of what you get going to be on one card. So if you're getting child support, you're going to put that on there. You're getting TANF, temporary assistance for needy families. If you're getting WIC, women, infants, and children, if you're getting SNAP, food stamp, AKA food stamp benefits, that's all going to go right there on that card. And that'd be how it works. You could just spend it that way. So UBI will basically be EBT. I don't see how it's any different. So you're going to be a UBI recipient or someone who's not a UBI recipient. If you have a regular job or a trade or a skill and you're able to make revenue from UBI people, will you be entitled to UBI yourself? How will that work? Will there be taxes? The whole thing got to be able to be flipped upside down. It can't be as simple as just having UBI, because how are you going to be able to buy anything? Who's going to be able to have the capacity to purchase? Are you going to buy straight from the AI people, Google, Twitter, AKA X, Grok, Apple? Who are you going to buy things from? And how will the price be set? How does that really work? I feel like if it comes from a central government, all they're going to do is price control, and you're going to have communism. This is what your Mom Donnie and whatnot want. And some may even want to vote for a Mom Donnie or a Gavin to be accelerationists. Let's go ahead and burn everything down. And I've seen hats where they say, vote Gavin, burn it down. Burn everything down, get to the point where you have UBI, and just live like that, basically as serfs. That'd be how life would be under a UBI system, in my humble opinion. But that's just me. Is it the mark of the beast? Is that what you think, Star Girl? Hey, man, you could be right. You could be right. Old Fox says, who benefits? Kind of like a form of slavery. To me, it seems like a form of slavery for sure, because it'd be all about control. All about control. Hey, here's your UBI. Now we're going to set all the prices and we're going to make everything available to you. So go to your government food store, your government school, government this, government that, and spend the money how you want to spend it. Okay, that's kind of how I see it. Hold on. Amp Draw says UBI is like a trophy for last place. There's no incentive to work. Exactly. If everybody gets money and that's enough to take care of their bills, then why would anybody work? It's what's happening right now. They did it with the pandemic, scandemic, whatever you want to call it. We know what it was. That might have been a test run for UBI. Okay, let's give them money and make them stay home. And people did it. Now, I did not collect $1 of any of that. No loan, no grant, no nothing. I didn't need to. I already had my thing going. I'm good. And I know guys and girls who took monies from UBI and did nothing with it. And you know what they say? If you distributed all the money in the world evenly among everybody within a very short period of time, what's it like 10 years, 15 years or less, all the money will go right back into the hands of those who had it before. Because those who have the money and control the money and control industries understand how to do it. If AI is able to level the playing field and give everybody the knowledge that it takes to be able to hold on to the money and or have a living without requiring money, then now we got something. But if that knowledge transfer does not happen, you're still going to have the haves and the have-nots. You're still going to have a society that's stratified like that, and you're not going to be able to do anything about it. And then we ain't talking about cultural norms. In America, we got certain cultural norms. In other parts of the world, they have other cultural norms. Okay, Middle East, India, China, etc. They do things differently. Shout out to my Indians, okay? Shout out to y'all. But some Indians feel like it's okay to just, hey, wherever I'm at, and and nature calls, I'm going to answer. And if you know, you know, I don't got to get graphic because I know we got little kids watching. But that kind of behavior is not compatible with what we do over here. So are we going to have nations? Are we going to have borders? Are we going to have a unifying language? Like, what are we doing? Most Mundane says if you divided every U.S. billionaire's money between the U.S. population, it's $30,000 per citizen. And look, at 30 grand, it'd be gone just like that. Hey, I know a girl who got some COVID money, right? She said she spent all of it. She spent $40,000 on new teeth from Colombia. I lie to you not. All new teeth. And the funny part is someone will do something like that, get cosmetic surgery on GP just because they want to do it to look prettier or whatever. And then when they get it, it look crazy. It looked totally crazy. I saw a guy that had a brand new row up top and the old row on the bottom. So the brand new row was like dominoes with no dots on it, no lines on it, just straight dominoes. Dominoes, chiclets, pieces of gum, okay, white sheets of paper. It was like that on top, but on the bottom, you're looking like United Kingdom. You're looking like somebody, please, sir, can I have some more on a street corner? You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean with the British teeth. Like, it looked like that on the bottom. And they would spend all their money on that. It's like, why? I'd rather have the mishmash all the way around rather than the top perfect and the bottom mishmash if I'm going to spend money. You see what I'm saying? People don't spend their money wisely. But anyway, I'm talking a lot. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Hold on. Beth says, I know a girl who stole $70,000, gone in a month. That's how they are. Look, COVID was an experiment, and you can't tell me anything else. I saw people who did not have this kind of money before, like 10 grand in their pocket, 15,000 in their pocket. I saw people who had money for the first time in their lives go crazy. I'm talking about gain 100 pounds because now they can actually eat a full meal and really just do whatever they wanted. So now they went from skinny to a big back just because they got more money. So you know what? Before I continue, part of my proposal is to keep food expensive. Yeah, keep food expensive. Don't have none of these cheap items. No cheap items. Make everything expensive because the big backs got to understand, matter of fact, you know what I would do? Here's what I would do. Okay, boom. You want to get something to eat? Let's say you're in a 7-Eleven. Hop on the scale right quick at the counter, and then I'm going to charge you how much you weigh. You got to pay like you weigh. If you weigh beyond 400 pounds, you got to pay double. That's what I would do. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And shout out to the sponsors, of course. Shout out to my Cameo page. If you guys want to have me give your loved one a customized message on the phone, hey, it's ABL. If you want me to do something like that, go to the Cameo page, write in the link, or just go to cameo.com, search me, I'll pop up. Get that for your friend and family. They're going to enjoy it. Link in the box or go to the actual website. Also, please go to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these interwebs. Their link will always be in the box. Or go to patriotpost.us, tell them that ABO sent you. Also, please go to the merch website, ablmerch.com. That is ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ablmerch.com. Also, please go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Go to the front page of the website. I have 4 articles for each long form video that I produce. And in each article, we got sources from the left, from the right, from the center, from the Democratic, Republican, politically, agnostic, local, national, international, whatever you want. I got it right there on the front page of the website, anthonyblogan.com. Also, please go to the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. There you're able to find my email address, my email address, my UPS box, of course, my social media accounts, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, never going to call it X, TikTok. All my links are right there on the contact page of the website, anthonyblogan.com/contact-us. And as I always say, if you're ever wondering if you're conversing with me on the interwebs or not, you're absolutely not, unless it's me right now talking at you live on the live stream, or if you email me first at contact@anthonyblogan.com and I respond. If that does not happen, you're not talking to me. In the comment section, someone says, hey, send me this, send me that, send me 1,000 gift cards, send me this random currency, send me some Naira, send me some rupees, send me some shillings. It's not me. I promise it's not. Don't get scammed in 2025. Don't nobody got time for that. Look, we want to have this year close well. You got the holidays coming up. You got to get your grandkids and your kids and your side babies their gifts. Listen, please don't get scammed right now in 2025. It is not worth it. Y'all know, if you call that number they give you, it's going to be a guy who sounds like this on their phone. He's going to take all your money. He's not going to return it. Now, he's not going to return it. It's going to be gone. And that's not me talking to you. It may look like me, but it's not me. It could never be me. So please don't fall for the scam. We don't got time for that in 2025. All right, what we going to do first? Let's go to Stephen A. on The View. And I'm going to get him out the way right quick. Do y'all think that Stephen A. will run in 2028? If he's not going to run, then I can't tell. NERN says, Cameo Nigerian Prince voice. Hey, you know what? I can do that on Cameo. I would. Because it's fun. I enjoy doing it. If you were to send me a Cameo and say, hey, give me the Nigerian Prince, I got you. Don't worry about it. Yes. Now, if you ask me to do all kind of other voices, I don't know. I got to work on my Indian. I got to work on my Boris, Natasha. If he dies, he dies. I got to work on that, you know. So y'all just got to bear with me on that one. I know my Nigerian one. That's easy. But the other ones is a little difficult. Shaq, I can do Shaq. But other ones, I don't know. Give me a little bit of time and I'll be able to work and perfect it for sure. All right, hold on. Nitty Kitty says he won't run. Vance will have him in his cabinet. Oh, okay. Eddie says his forehead will run before him. That's funny. He's going to get shut down, says Kimo Safi. Stephen A. Smith won't be worth it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think he's trying to do something. I think y'all might be right as far as him not running himself, but maybe he'll be in the cabinet. He most certainly wants to be in politics, and if he's not, I can't tell.
Okay, so let's talk about this, because Trump is claiming that he aced the cognitive test, even though he's going on late night Truth Social tirades. In the middle of the night, he's texting and texting. I mean,
I'm surprised if you're still on air, but you know what? I think they've been able to survive because they are a safe place for Trump haters to community.
And calling Governor Walz a name that we don't use anymore.
Retarded.
To disability. He's attacking female reporters as piggy and ugly. He's falling asleep in the middle of a meeting. I mean, I said yesterday that Marco Rubio is boring. But
getting a good old church sleep. Get a little, and you know what? I showed this video last time where Trump was like supposedly asleep, but he was aware. He was just kind of like resting. Marco would say something, he'd be like, hey, you know how you do. You'd be like, get that one eye open like that. He was good. And then when there was a point that was made, he was like, with the one eye. and right back to his little rest state.
Not that boring.
All right, let me get a restart on this on my mixer right quick. 1 second. Hold on. We should be back now. Okay, we good. We're back. My mixer had just said, you know what, ABL, I'm on strike. So hopefully we good now. Let's get back into it.
That he would fall asleep. So what do you think's going on with him?
Trump is being Trump.
Really? There's nothing cognitively wrong there?
Well, I'm not saying whether there is or isn't. What I'm saying is 77 million people don't care. They voted for him. And those same 77 million people
will do it again. Is it still that number?
They would do it. Well, you could say that it is or isn't, but the point is he's the president of the United States. Despite the onslaught of stuff that was coming his way, he knocked off folks, and the Democrats let him because they weren't on their game. Now,
I got to pause for a second because copyright. Let's keep going.
Now you have...
Okay, so let's talk.
All right, that was it. So, yeah, what Stephen A. said is correct. Listen, all this about, he's cognitively not there, he's unaware, that's just BS from the media. And we have learned over time to distrust the media. We've learned that. We've known for a very long time, but it seems like day after day, year after year, decade after decade, they just reinforce what we already knew to be the case. That they will lie to us. They will tell us whatever they think we need to know. And it's up to us to find the actual truth for ourselves. So we're not really concerned about what they're talking about as far as, he's asleep. Why was that in the third? Nah, we good. Now, here you're talking about Gavin. And I think we all know that Gavin wants to run for the Democrats. If Gavin is not the guy, would it be Stephen A. on the Democrat side? See, that's something else. Because we think that Stephen A. may be more of a conservative. But maybe, just maybe, he wants to run as a Democrat and take that whole thing over. Let's see.
You got to pay attention to Gavin Newsom. He's gaining some traction. I don't think he'll win, but he's gaining traction.
Why not?
Because I think that ultimately they'll look at the state of California, look at affordability, look at homelessness, look at crime, and they'll say, hello, highest cost of living in the country. They'll be like, what? Wait a minute now. So I think that'll be a problem for him, but he's articulate enough to defend himself, and we'll see what happens with that. But
that's not his fault.
But as it pertains to me,
so there we go. I mean, California, awful. And it's so sad because California is a beautiful place, but it has the worst leadership in the entire nation. The absolute worst. And the tip of the proverbial spear is, Lord, look at his stance. Like, okay, before we even get into this video, this is from the New York Times Deal Book Summit. Before we even get into this video, check this. I don't want a seating position. Who sits like that in a chair? Gavin, do you know that we can see you? Andrew Ross Sorkin is sitting properly. If you're going to cross your legs like that, he's sitting properly. Gavin, you're not that tall. I'm a tall guy. Like, Gavin's like my size. I've never in my life sat in a chair like that before. That's just weird. Will this guy be able to make it? Will this guy pass the smell test for the American public? And before I even play the video, this still frame went viral because of how he's sitting. What he said didn't even make a difference. Now, before I actually play what he said, let me show you what they put out from his own press office. Okay, this is his press office. All right, hold on. And you see the caption. You can see this is a verified account. Like, a lot of followers. You see the badge right there, Governor Newsom press office. And the caption says, democracy requires flexibility. And they got a picture of him doing this. Now, of course, we got AI or whatever going on, but Governor Newsom, why would your press office release this? Okay, I get it. You want to be funny. Okay, cool. You want to be funny. Great. But I just, that's not really something I would put out. If you were to ask, like if I was his advisor, if I was on his campaign and they say, hey, ABL, is that a good picture to put out? You know, it's funny. We can get in with the Gen Z. Actually, no, you don't want to do that. The Photoshops is going to happen with that are going to be crazy. You're not helping yourself. You thinking it's like the fat JD? Nah. You got your booty showing, bro. Nah, this is just a little bit extra, a lot of bit extra. Okay, and again, that is it's official press office. Put that picture out on the internets. Let's get back to the video and let's hear what he said, shall we?
Sent Greg Bovino in his secret police.
Hold on, one second.
He sent Greg Bovino in his secret police that seemed to have taken oath and office to him, not the Constitution of the United States, to our campaign kickoff at the Democracy Center to chill participation in our rally. And he federalized 4,000 National Guard and sent 700 active duty Marines, not overseas, but to the second largest city in America. And they're still, our federalized guard, still there. Wake up to what is going on in this country. He sent.
That's not a bad thing. That's actually an applause line. If you said that and I was in the crowd, I would have been like, y'all need it in LA. Y'all need it. Gotham City, no Batman. No Batman, no Robin, no nothing. No Avengers, no X-Men, no Stranger Things, Little Boys, or nothing like that. Y'all out there just kind of winging it. You got to have the guard to come out there and get things back in order. And furthermore, the issue wouldn't even be as bad if California could contain their nonsense to California. But the things they do affect the entire country, as in the free or careless distribution of CDLs that caused an accident in Florida that happened where 3 people died. May they rest in peace. Because you got Californians giving CDLs to illegal aliens, people that can't speak no English at all, on the road, dangerous, crazy maneuvers. A U-turn on the interstate is out of this world. It's out of this world. But that's what you get when you are getting a CDL and you really shouldn't get it. They were giving out CDLs so easily because they wanted the cheap labor. They incentivized their population to not work. So now what do? Okay, Californians don't want to work and things are too expensive. Let's get these slave labor to come in here and do it. The problem is, again, they're going to go to other parts of the country and infect us with their California-ism. So whenever I see a Del Taco, a Whataburger, or any kind of California remnant, I say a little prayer. It's like, please, God, don't let them come in here and mess this up. Please, God, I don't want to see no California plates. Please, God, I don't want to see no blue Subaru, scratched up wheels, California plates, leaving a Del Taco, getting on the road with me. Because I don't know what kind of crack they smoke, what kind of meth they smoke, what kind of shrooms they on. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be dangerous. But yo, if you're living in California, hats off to you. Shout out to you. Nothing against you. But you know that I'm not lying. You know that I'm hitting the nail square on the head. Square on the head. I ain't never missed it the wood not one time. I hit it bing, bing every single time. Anyway, shout out to them. Shout out to California. Nah, but see, Whataburger is California. Whataburger is California because when the Californians move, they bring Whataburger with them. Same thing with In-N-Out Burger. Nah, Del Taco, all of that, that's West Coast stuff. Well, it's West Coast to us because y'all bring it from the West Coast, you see? Anyway, now we got Halle Berry speaking about Gavin because she had sponsored a bill for menopause. And what the bill stated was women were able to get treatments for menopause that would be covered by insurance, like hormones and things of this nature. I mean, it looked pretty good to me. It wasn't really a bad bill to me. And they had bipartisan support in California. So the bill looked pretty good. Now, Holly says, hey, you know what? This guy has refused to sign this bill not once, but twice. And he's not a good governor and he shouldn't be the president. All right. Let's check it out. And now, and hold on. Is there no Whataburger in California? If there is not Whataburger in California, then I'm like, okay, you got me. Hold on. Matter of fact, before we listen to Halle Berry, I'm going to just do a quick Google. Okay, I'm wrong. No California. But you know what? I feel like I'm still right, though, because why do we have Whataburger over here in Tennessee randomly? In the same place now, because what'll happen is this. It'll be a location like, okay, Chattanooga, right? You have the city is on the border. South of the city proper, you got Georgia, like Fort O, all of that. Over there, they got Del Taco and all that. So I already know what that is. Californians coming here and living on the outskirts of the city. I know what y'all do. Don't try to, I know what y'all do. I'm a California expert. I'm a California expat expert.
But the opposite of that, back in my great state of California, my very own governor, Gavin Newsom, has vetoed our menopause bill, not 1, but 2 years in a row. But that's okay, because he's not going to be governor forever. And with the way he's overlooked women, half the population, by devaluing us in midlife, he probably should not be our next president either. Just saying. I need every woman in this country to fight with me. But the truth is, the fight isn't just for us women. We need men too. We need all of the leaders, every single one of you in this room. This fight needs you. But the opposite.
All right, there we go. So what do y'all think? She looks very stately, like she could be involved in politics. She could be like, oh girl, like not Omarosa. I won't say Omarosa. That's a very bad example. But she could be in politics. She could, look, if we got Triple H out there with Trump, then Halle Berry could most certainly be out there with Trump too. What do y'all think? I see a future in politics for her. And as a conservative, I like it. Not to be in a leadership role, obviously, but to definitely help the cause. I see it. Now, on our side, on the right, we got some of the hottest women in the world. We got Sydney Sweeney. We got Halle Berry. We got your Sage Steele. Stacey Dash is still looking good in her later years. But on the left, who do they have? Peyton Manning, a.k.a. Not Peyton Manning. Who am I thinking about? It's a woman who looks like Peyton Manning or Archie Manning or Eli Manning. More like Eli for real. Ellen. Yeah. Rosie O'Donnell, Ellen, and the other Ellen Page, who is now Elliot. Okay. That's who they got over there. Yeah. Cardi B with the oblong hind parts, I can't do nothing with. But anyway, this is going to be the CEO of Palantir, Alex Karp. Now, Palantir, you may have heard quite a bit about them. That's Palantir, Palantir. What they do basically is surveillance, but they also may be doing drones and things like this. Okay, this is him talking. Now, I want you guys to listen to what he's saying and also observe their behavior. Kevin says, who's Triple H? Hey, Triple H was a WWE wrestler. Is he still wrestling? I don't think he's wrestling no more. But he was a wrestler. Yeah. That was my high school days, like DX. I might have a whole flashback talking about those days. But anyway, let's check this out.
What is the biggest problem in this culture? I'll tell you the biggest problem. No one believes the institutions are credible. And why don't they believe they're? And I struggle to believe they're credible too, because these business leaders make completely stupid decisions. And they get bailed out. A year later, they're getting huge bonuses. And what do the American people get? Nothing. And that's a huge problem. Like, if you make, so I think the real version is, I made a lot of decisions when we began talking, annoying each other 10 years ago. Hopefully I'm annoying you as much as 10 years ago, or more. When I made you know this, yeah. Every decision Palantir made, FDAs, going public, building products, enterprise, large data sets, going to government, acknowledging American superiority, being pro-meritocracy, launching an AI platform, calling into question that AI models would actually be able to perform without orchestration. Every single one, our ontology, every single one of those was viewed as stupid. You know what I actually have grown to appreciate about capitalism? All the people who made the right decisions went broke, are going out of business, or now have to copy us. Microsoft launched ontology. Everyone wants to do FDEs. Everyone basically copies me and Palantir.
All right, there we go. So a lot of y'all already done called it out, because I was saying, listen to what he's saying, but look at his behavior. Look at how he's acting. Look at how he is speaking. Now, to me, that sounds like cocaine. What do y'all think? Now, I don't know what drugs he's on or what drugs he's not on. I don't want Palantir to sue me. Good Lord. Because I know I can't beat them at all. But do you think that there's a little bit of that book of sugar in the system? What's going on with all this? Like, what is all that about? Hold on. And like right here, Gavin had a crazy seating position, but moving your chair, why moving your chair? Like, where you actually going? You don't have to move the chair toward me. We're right next to each other. I can hear you just fine. I can see you and I can hear you. So how about that? Is it that booger sugar? That rock candy? Like, what's going on? I don't know. But something ain't all the way right. And I hope that it ain't what I think it is, because this is a very important guy. Again, that's Palantir. Look into him if you have not heard about him. Palantir. Designer drugs, it could be that too, for sure. The nose beers, is that it? Ritalin, Coke for sure. Yeah. Something ain't right. But anyway, now, this is going to be Tampon Tim mad.
True.
Because people drive by his home and they call him the R word. Okay? Let's check it out.
True. This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not say it. So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence. So deeply concerned. True.
Okay, Tampon Tim. Nobody is going to hurt you, sir. It's okay. No one is going to hurt you. All they said was you're retarded. That's it. That is the extent of the quote unquote right-wing violence that you're going to get. Now, on the left, what do we get? We get Tim Pool's home being shot at. We get people that are beaten up in the streets, locked up in cages, political prisoners. That's what we get from the left to the right. But from the right to the left, we might call you a funny name. We might say something a little bit out the way. But we are not the ones usually, well, ABL, what about this one time? Usually, it's not us that are doing something to you. We're just going to use our words. We're not ones who immediately go to violence. We are only going to defend ourselves. So if violence comes towards us, then we can defend ourselves. We got the right to do that in Constitution. We're not just going to go by your house and do something crazy to you because we calling you retarded. That's not how that works. So I think you're safe, Tampon Tim. I think it's okay. Look, we've called you worse. Okay, look, here's my question. What's worse, Tampon Tim, being called Tampon Tim or retarded? Because Tampon Tim, to me, got a ring to it. TT. I call you all kind of nicknames. I make merch and everything. And ain't nobody going to be offended. But if I say retarded on my t-shirt, then it's like, see, now you're doing too far. But really, Tampon Tim is worse, in my humble opinion. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. Do I want to show this? I'm going to show this.
On the right.
I'm going to show Milo just 1 second. I'm not going to show too much of Milo because I know what's happening with Candace. Look, Candace, right quick. Let's okay, since I'm right here, let's just do it. Let's talk about Candace, Nick, all of that drama that's going on. I feel like it's a circle of drama that doesn't really happen beyond the circle. You got Tucker Carlson, Marshall Taylor Greene, Molly Yiannopoulos, Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, all in this little bubble. Now, here's something I got to talk about. There was a Christmas party in Nashville, if I'm not mistaken, right? With Tucker Carlson. A Christmas party. Who was there? Hey, matter of fact, before I even say it, I want y'all to guess who was at Tucker's party. Who was there? Give me some names. But I think you guys, without me saying it, and without you looking it up or having seen the post, I think you know who was there. There were some really big names, some political people, some podcasters, a little bit of everybody who was there. Who do you think was at Tucker's party? Y'all let me know. Okay, and as you think about that, let's just watch what Milo said about this is going to be about Pete Buttigieg.
You've got this sort of techno conceit, Frankenbaby, and on the left, they adopt blacks. You've got these two wispy, wiry faggots who adopted two black babies.
Let's pause. I did not know that the children that Pete Buttigieg and his husband that purchased were black babies. So are we going back to square one, ain't we? We're going all the way back to square one. My. Hey, the more things change, the more they stay the same. It ain't nothing new because you're purchasing children. That's what you're doing. Oh, we're gay and nah, you're purchasing black children. This is what they did during slavery. Bro, am I off? Am I tripping? Am I doing too much? Because listen, I don't like the whole surrogate thing. There's kids who need to be adopted just in orphanages or whatever they at in the system, in foster care, wanting to be adopted. Y'all went and purchased children from a surrogate, black children specifically. Why? And I hate guys like that because when they do stuff like that, when white guys, hold on, now I'm offended. Let me come back. When white guys buy black children or adopt black children, they use it as a fashion accessory. I seen it. Y'all know I told the story before. I was in Trader Joe's and I seen it. It was these dudes that was like Pete Buttigieg size, right? 5'5", little fun size white guys, right? Two of them. You can tell they were a couple. They were carrying these black kids that were like as big as them. The kid, like 5-6 years old, can walk, but you want to carry it because it's like a little monkey to you. That's the idea. You purchase a pet monkey. That's what you did. That's your mentality. So when they say, oh, the conservatives are racist, ABL, they don't like you, ABL. Conservatives are racist. I've never seen a conservative person adopt or purchase a human as a fashion accessory like the white LGBT on the left do. I've never seen that. Anyway, let's go back.
Isn't Buttigieg just the most interesting character of our age? He doesn't look like he looks like an intensely boring homosexual. Like everything gay people shouldn't be. But it's so interesting the fact that, clearly he wasn't gay, like at the beginning.
So now he's saying that Pete was not gay, that it's all just an act. And I want to pause right here as Tucker looks bewildered. A lot of people, regardless of color, they act a certain way to get a certain thing or because they're confused. Like a lot of quote unquote gay people aren't really that. Not really. Especially women. Okay, you be in college, experimenting, and then when you get to be 25, you married with children.
Well, he had girlfriends.
Right. So he wasn't gay, but he made himself gay.
I made that point because actually I had gay men who worked for me who were more in tune with this than me. I'm not in tune at all. I thought Peter Buttigieg was a joke, but they said, well, he's not really gay. And I was like,
no.
But what does that mean?
I got to pause right here. So what does it mean? Why would somebody pretend to be gay, Milo? Do you know? Let's see what you got to say.
His sexuality, like all homosexuality, is a function, a product, a symptom. What is his homosexuality a symptom of? It's of his vaulting ambition. Buttigieg timed it perfectly so that post-Obama, the gay guy with the black kids, perfect presidential candidate.
Hey, That's his opinion. That's what he thinks. But what do y'all think? Does that make sense? Now, I don't know why I thought it would work. I don't know why you thought that would actually work. I mean, it did work for Iowa. On paper, it sounds good to the left who believe in checking boxes. Okay, you're gay and you adopted black children. You're doing something virtuous. Okay, whatever. You did all these things. Mayor Pete, you got a little persona. So now I'm going to just jump up and then become the next presidential candidate and maybe I'll win. But there's a few things you're missing here, Mr. Buttigieg. First, you're 5'9". All presidents since at least Jimmy Carter have been 6 foot. HW, Obama, Trump, Slick Willie, Joe Biden, even at 1,000 years old, is still above 6 foot. We could say that that's petty, that I shouldn't talk about it, but it's the reality. And the reason why that is because these guys are seen as leaders. And not too tall, though. Not to be, I think Abe might have been the tallest at like 6'4", I believe he was. Abe Lincoln might have been 6'4". Ain't gonna be no 7 foot tall president. That's like a giant. They want you to be like my size, 6'2". They want you to be right there. That's like the perfect leader role. And everywhere I go for the past 20 years or beyond that, people have asked me, do I want to be a politician? Are you a politician? Are you in politics? Before YouTube happened, before YouTube even existed, I've been getting asked that question since I've been a teenager. And before then, they were asking me about it. When I was little, they said preacher. When I got to be 6 foot tall at age 14, now it became politician. You see, that's an innate thing that we have. So I don't think Buttigieg was thinking about that when he thought he could just adopt a black kid and become gay. That ain't going to work if you want to become the president. Now, if you have ambition to be a mayor or something like that, that's different. Not to be the president, though. But what do y'all think? Does that make sense? Is that a logical conclusion from Milo about Pete Buttigieg? Let me know. Now, look, Kevin says ABL wants to be president. I've never had ambitions to be a politician. I never had those ambitions, but I keep getting asked to be a politician. And it's been my whole life. Like, it's been my whole adult life. People have been asking me the same question. So I'm kind of like George Washington because he did not want to be the president, but his peers, his country pushed him to do it. It's like, man, please, can you please be the president? Because we don't got nobody else. It's got to be you. If I don't get that kind of response from people, then I'm good.
So I think to the heterosexual brain, it's like, are you really saying a guy would switch his quote sexuality in order to get a better job?
Yeah. With a sociopath here, we're dealing.
All right, there we go. So that's that. There's more, but that's pretty much what it is. But to get back to Tucker. So Tucker had a Christmas party and there were quite a few people there. Let's pull some pictures right quick before we continue. Okay, let's put the pictures up right quick of Tucker Carlson and his Christmas party. And I think y'all already pretty much know who was there, even if you have not seen the post. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Okie dokie, and here we are. So who do you see right there? Marjorie, of course. Of course, that's Marjorie. I'm not sure who this is right here with the little tattoo. Let me see. Chris Ramsey, Lexi Saccone, I don't know, Al Pouch, and you see Marjorie right there. And who was that right there? I'm not really sure. But we got Tucker praying with some people. All right. And then, we got Candace in the building. My life's in danger. Candace in the building. Shout out to Candace. And Theo Von, of course. And a few more people. Who's that guy right there? I don't know who that is. The Indian looking dude. And the guy right there, I don't know either. Colby Covington, UFC fighter. Theo Von, comedian. And of course, Candace Owens. Okay. And let's keep going. Russell Brand. Is that Marjorie again? I think it might be. Hold on. Let me go back. No, that's not Marjorie. That's somebody else. So I don't know who that is, but that's Russell Brand right there. And then who else we got? I don't know who that is. Maybe y'all know who that is. Don't know who that is. You got Tucker and somebody else. You have Jelly Roll. And these guys, I don't know who they are, but that's Jelly Roll, country music star. Tucker again. These guys, I don't know. I don't know them, but we saw some of the main ones. Candace, Marshall Taylor Greene. There you go, Marshall Taylor Greene. There it is. Okay. And Tucker looks a little different. Looks a little light in the loafers, but that's Marjorie, of course. Agent of Chaos. And Theo Von again. Oh, this guy right here is a USC fighter as well. USC fighter, and he is anti-Semitic a lot on the Twitters. Was that ZZ Top? Was that who that was? Hold on, let me go back. Is that ZZ Top right there? Nah, that's not him, is it? Okay. So y'all know some of these guys I don't know. You said ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons, etc. All right. And Candace again in the picture. And Marjorie again in the picture. Okay. Very interesting. That's Jason Whitlock and Alex Stein, Prime 99. Yeah, some definitely weird individuals, I would say. But there we go. Was Chuck Norris there? I don't think I saw Chuck Norris. All right, so yeah, we got quite a few people there at the party. So, are you surprised at anybody that was there? Was it kind of like what you expected? It's like, yeah, Marjorie, all these people. Marjorie, I hate. I'm gonna just say that. I mean, she's in the way. And look, tomorrow, what you're gonna see from Marjorie is a CBS 60 Minutes episode. I Hate Trump, Orange Man Bad on 60 Minutes. And I got a preview. I got a preview. Hold on. Was John Cena there at the party? Barry Bonds was there. That's hilarious. Hold on. So Barry Bonds, Jelly Roll. Yeah, I mean Jelly Roll. He's like a natural guy though, so he's like always going to be in the mix. But here we go. Some of you guys love Marjorie, but will you love her tomorrow when she goes on CBS 60 Minutes talking about Orange Man Bad? Let's watch.
We did talk about the Epstein files, and he was extremely angry at me.
That he is Donald Trump. She's saying that Trump is mad about her and the Epstein files. Now, look, I thought the Epstein files was an episode that's behind us. I thought we moved past that chapter, but of course we can't move past it because we got Marjorie doing her best to keep it alive for no reason other than to say, I hate Trump. A woman scorned, vindictive, hateful, upset. I'm offended. Hold on. Let's keep going.
We did talk about the Epstein files, and he was extremely angry at me that I had signed the discharge petition to release the files. I fully believe that those women deserve everything they're asking. They're asking for all of it to come out. They deserve it. And he was furious with me.
What did he say?
He said that
I like that right there. I don't even believe it. I don't even believe it because you having to pause like that makes me think you're trying to think about what you're going to say. You're trying to like formulate an answer rather than just answering honestly.
What did he say?
He said that it was going to hurt people. We did.
All right, there we go. So that's Marjorie talking about the Epstein files, Orange Man Bad, all of that on CBS 60 Minutes. All right, for real. Okay, let's keep going here. And that'll come out tomorrow, I suppose. All I saw was that clip of it right there, but I guess the whole thing will come out tomorrow. All right, now here's Anna Paulina Luna. One of my favorite people in politics, actually. Now, my stance at this point, being old as I am and seeing what I've seen over the years, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, and all the scenes, women are not good in politics. Or they're not better than men, usually. But Anna Luna is a good one, put it to you that way. Let's hear from her, shall we?
We just saw recently there was an individual that was responsible for murdering a National Guardsman here in Washington, D.C. And so in the correct assessment that another caller had previously made on C-SPAN, we're not always going to put out the intelligence to the American people because, again, some of that is classified information. But make no mistake, there's absolutely intel assessments going into this. And I would say that President Trump is definitely on the lower side of things in regards to drone strikes, in regards to presidents, because Barack Obama, everyone's beloved Democrat president, made over 536 authorized strikes when he was in office, and I don't remember seeing the liberal media or the press going after him for it. We just saw. All
right, there we go. So that's Anna Paulina Luna, House Rep from Florida, talking about, hey, y'all worried about Trump and the boat strikes. What about Mr. Barack Obama and them drone strikes? It's funny how whatever Trump does gets magnified, but when you compare it to what Obama did, it's nothing. The boat strikes are nothing compared to them drone strikes he did. Hundreds of them. Deportations, nothing compared to the millions that Obama deported. But because Obama did it, it's fine. But when Trump does it, it's a problem. Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. All right, so again, shout out to Anna Luna, Florida House Rep. Now, we got Ilhan Omar.
First of all,
trying to excuse the Somalis for their scamming. Now, listen. I don't want to attack Somalis. I don't want to make it be this whole thing about Somali this, Somali that. I don't want to make it be about that. But there's a problem. There's an obvious problem. And until you can fix it, you need to just stop bringing them over here. Simple. Because what's being told to them, obviously, is, hey, come to America, do this, this, and this to take the money. We saw the guy yesterday, or not yesterday. We saw the guy the last time I went live talking about, I'm a handyman and I go service a lot of these Section 8 houses. And at these Section 8 houses, it's usually 9 out of 10 times Somalis. And somehow at this Section 8 house, you got brand new, beautiful luxury cars outside. How are you in a Section 8 house that is subsidized by the government because you are low income and you got all these nice, big, pretty cars? Obviously, you are scamming. You think it's okay to scam because you're being told to and it's allowed to go on. Tampon 10 waltz, sweeping it under the rug. You know what I think? Before we get to Ilhan, you know what I think about what's happening? Minnesota brings in their new underclass, the Somalis, and they allow them to scam because the taxpayer is not directly paying for it in the way of increased taxes. Now, what could happen is they increase taxes because of the scamming and then say, oh, it's because we got to do infrastructure and we got to, climate change is happening. We got to put a carbon tax. Again, as I said in previous videos, Minnesota is number one as far as welfare recipients. Minnesota, not California, a big liberal place, not Mississippi, a poor place, poor whites, poor blacks. Nah. Minnesota. Why? That's why. Anyway.
First of all, federal prosecutors say 59 people have been investigated in these schemes so far. Americans at large stole tens of billions of forms of aid during the pandemic all over the country. Minnesota's fraud scandal stands out, according to federal auditors. What are you hearing from investigators right now?
Well, I've been following the cases closely as they've gone through the courts, and we know that there are more indictments possibly coming. I think that number might go up to 73 is what I'm hearing.
Okay. Can you shed any light on why the fraud got so out of control in Minnesota?
I think what happened is that, when you have these kind of new programs that are designed to help people, you're oftentimes relying on third parties to be able to facilitate. And I just think that a lot of the COVID programs that were set up, they were set up so quickly that a lot of the guardrails did not get created.
Now, obviously,
so it's okay. Like, it's not a lot of guardrails. So since there were not so many guardrails set up, it's okay that we stole from it. You guys did not really tighten your situation up. You guys didn't tighten your belts up. So we took advantage of it. Oh, well, what you gonna do?
Whatever the ethnic group, the actions of a few dozen should not impugn an entire community of thousands of people.
There we go. So, hey, you know what? It's about 73 of y'all in this one case that stole $1 billion, but that shouldn't be just cast upon all Somalis. But bro, again, Minnesota, #1 for welfare recipients in all of the United States. More than the big place of California with a bunch of, illegal aliens. More than the poor place, Mississippi. It is Minnesota because there's a culture of stealing. There's a culture of taking. There's a culture of siphoning monies from the government. That's what's going on. All because Minnesota wants a low-paid labor force. Minnesota, you guys got to get it together, man. Your leadership sucks. You are the California of the Midwest, unfortunately, and it's really sad. All right, here we have Pramila Jayapal saying this country was built by people who didn't build it. Hey, she got 2 of the 4 right, but some of them were not correct. Let's watch this.
The majority of Americans across the country, regardless of political party, know that immigrants from all over the world, Somalia, India, wherever they're from, Latin America, Africa, that immigrants have built this country and make this country what it is today. The majority.
Okay, so there's a lot going on. So you're talking about immigrants. What do you mean? What does that actually mean? Are you talking about those who came after slavery? Is that what we're talking about? Because the country was already built up by the white man and the black man. Okay, it was us and the natives to a certain extent, those who stayed and were not pushed out. But it was us that built it. Others came about later. The other Europeans came about after slavery. The Indians, the Hispanics, everybody came about after slavery. We, the people of the United States, were here and built the country up from the beginning. I did my DNA. I have Revolutionary War ancestors. I got people going all the way back to the first colonies in Virginia, 1600s, white and black ancestors. So it was us that built the country. And then others came later and take advantage of it to provide labor, to make their lives better. That's the reality. So don't say the Somalis built this country. Somalis built the country where? How? Somalis. Listen, I never even saw a Somali in my life until I got to be in my almost 40 years old. Like in person. Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, don't try to conflate other groups with those who were here from the beginning and built the country up to be what it is. Others came, contributed, gave their piece, and I appreciate y'all for that. But don't try to conflate it. And don't try to leave the white guys out, because obviously without them, it wouldn't be no America, because they're the ones that came over here and laid the foundation. Then the blacks came with the slaves and the free blacks as well, and then everybody else came later. That's the truth. Don't lie. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. And again, if you came Ellis Island, like if you were European that came and okay, that's fine. Nothing against you. But let's just be accurate. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. Somalis, but come on. Anyway, let's keep going here. Now, speaking about Somalis, I'm not trying to, attack you too much, but Jacob Fry was eating some of your food, and I don't think he liked it too much. I don't think Mr. Fry, the mayor of Minneapolis, enjoyed the Somali food too much. Okay, there's no sound here, but you can see kind of what's going on. You see his face? Hey, man, you can see that he's struggling, just kind of moving it around. You don't got to do all that stirring, because what is it really? It all looks the same to me. You got kibbles and bits at best, and you're struggling to eat it. Hey, I've been there. I've not had Somali food before, but I've had regular food. Let's say you go to somebody's house, right? You get invited to dinner. Somebody cooking. This is your first time going there. Okay? You digging in. And you taste it like you're trying to be polite. You don't want to just spit it out on the plate. You don't make a big scene, because look, everybody is digging in. Look, my man is smiling. Look, I'm not trying to ruin your big crazy smile. I want you to enjoy me enjoying the food. I want you to think that your food is the best. I want you to think your food's the best. And you know what the worst time is? If you over a girl's house, young lady, I'm going to cook for you, ABL. I'm going to cook for you. Oh, okay, cool. We'll be eating. It's going to be so good. Okay, you go there, right? And all the food's laid out. You got candle on, music playing. And it's like, okay, boom, you're going to eat. And then, one bite, you ready to vomit. But what do? I've never seen that gif of that, of that little kid, the little white young lady trying to eat some of her mom's food. We've all been there before. So Jacob Fry, now is your time to feel how we've all felt. Somebody smiling, hey, you like the food? How's it taste? It's delicious. So yeah, Jacob Fry, shout out to you, bro. Hey man, for real, if you got bad food on the table and it's like, all right, you can go ahead and eat that, I'm gonna take 2 bites and I'm gonna say, you know what, man, I'm sorry, man. I got a bad stomach. I got a food allergy. Yeah, I got a food allergy, man. I'm allergic to a specific spice that comes in this particular dish from this part of Africa specifically. The doctor said they don't know why it's like that, but for me, it acts up. And whenever I get it, I just get violently ill and I almost die. Do you have an EpiPen? I'm gonna need it. Anyway, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, we got influencers trying to go to Somalia saying, hey, you know what? You guys, please stop bragging on Somalia. Somalia is beautiful. Somalia is great. Okay? Now, this is what we have here. Okay? We've seen this before. People going to these places that are struggling and saying how beautiful they are. Ain't no point in lying, bro. If you got a struggling place that needs some work and is not developed and they're really starving and hungry and it's poor conditions, just say that. It's not a thing to be ashamed of. It's just the truth. We got parts of the USA that are really bad. Ain't no point in trying to say that this real bad neighborhood with thugs, with drinking and drugging and thugging. There's no point in saying that it's Shangri-La when it's not. Okay, let's watch some of this, shall we?
And today I'm in Somalia. I am back in Somalia, although some of my followers from Somaliland would probably object, but it's my first time in Mogadishu in proper Somalia. I've always wanted to visit. I'm currently here at the lighthouse of Somalia, and you can see some of the beaches and the boats and the hustly-bustliness behind me. I just explored Mogadishu a little bit over the markets. It was really fun. And now I'm currently here in front of the lighthouse of Mogadishu. Greetings from Somalia.
All right, so that's what's going on. But bro, I see ruins. That's what I see is ruins. Hustling and bustling, and what we talking about exactly? I see why they want to come here, because look at where they at. It's rough. Would you want to live there? Not me. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But when you come here, let's not scam. Let's just work like all other Americans have to work. Okay. Now, remember, this kind of reminds me of what they did with the whole Haiti is already great, because I think Trump said something about Haiti being rough or whatever. Okay. S-hole, remember that whole situation? And then remember all the celebrities that came out? No, Trump, Haiti is beautiful. Haiti is great. Okay. So you got, what's that? Is that Bill Maher and Conan? Conan, that hair, man. How you get a partner to go that high? Anyway, you got, I don't know who that is. I know who that is, though. But there's Conan right there. Remember that tweet from a few years ago? Haiti's beautiful. It's like, you know what? Haiti is actually a beautiful country, but Port-au-Prince is not beautiful. Go to Port-au-Prince. Go to Port-au-Prince and hang out with barbecue. Hang out with barbecue and duck bullets in Port-au-Prince and see how you like it. If you're way off in the countryside or in the water, yeah, it's going to be beautiful. But if you're in the actual center of commerce, population, and the airport and everything else, it's going to be a war zone. That's just the reality. Ain't no point in trying to hide that. And what you're going to get a lot of times are those who come straight from Port-au-Prince. And often what they do with the Haitians, they bring them in specifically because they can be taken advantage of. Like they had out there in Springfield, Ohio, from Pétionville. Real poor people that are come and work for next to nothing. That's the objective there. So maybe the whole point of this little campaign was to keep the very, very cheap labor from Haiti coming on in. Because, Conan O'Brien, how are you going to wash your T-shirts that are over your regular shirt without having a maid from Venezuela, Colombia, Haiti? You know, how are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Anyway, remember this? Oh, and I got a video of him back in the day in Haiti, back when that whole thing happened. This is what, 2018? Now, this has got to be ridiculous. I'm not sure where he's at. Maybe he probably in Port-au-Prince. See the Port-au-Prince t-shirt. He might be in Port-au-Prince, but I'm sure the security is tight. Conan, Maurice Blanc out there just chilling. You're going to be immediately kidnapped, taken for ransom. They can get the big, rich white guy like you. Oh, my goodness. They can feed their entire families for the rest of their lives. You'd be the biggest lick they ever got. But anyway, this is from 2018 when he was out there, I believe in Port-au-Prince, talking about how great Haiti is.
This is Philemon. You're from Port-au-Prince?
Yeah, sure.
Is that right? Yeah. This is the famous hat. Do you know this? Make America Great Again that Trump wears? Yeah, okay. You don't seem thrilled by this hat, no? We made this hat for you.
Yeah.
Haiti is great already. You like that?
Yes.
Did you wear that?
Yes,
Very
sure.
nice. Very good. Nice. Here we go.
All right, there we go. So I'm sure that there was some money that exchanged hands to do that. You can't just go in there. If you're in Port-au-Prince like that, you ain't going to just be like, okay, pose with a hat for the camera for free. Nah. My friend, give me $1. My man, give me $1. Okay, I'm playing. Shout out to the Haitians. I love y'all. You guys are great. For real, for real. But everybody get a little joke here and there. Now, this is going to be about Brian Cole Jr., the guy who says my twin. Because that's I see, since I joke on the Haitians and the Somalis and the whites and the blacks and everybody, now I joke on me too. So Brian Cole Jr., my twin, I suppose, is a suspect they arrested for planting the pipe bombs out there outside of the RNC and the DNC. Okay, let's take a look here. And there we go. That's him. Now, I see the resemblance. I do. And, you know, the funny part is he's from Virginia, but not my neck of the woods. But Virginia is still my ancestral home. I got family in Virginia going back hundreds of years. So this guy could be kin to me. And for real, I ain't going to hold you. He looks like my dad's side a lot. Like if you were to see my dad's like next to him or some of them, some of his cousins that's like the same, a match, 100% match. If they were to say that's your cousin, I'd be like, yeah, yeah, I see it. I do. 100%. ABL Jr., you guys are funny. Yeah, if I shave my beard, y'all knew back in the beardless days how I look. So it'd be the same, basically, as him. So everybody got their joke off. Say that's ABL Jr. Say ABL radicalized him. Say that's ABL's nephew, ABL's son, ABL's illegitimate son, ABL's cousin. Okay, fantastic. Cool. Okay, that's him. That is him. Now, that is his house out there in Woodbridge. Now, I don't know of any family in Woodbridge, Virginia specifically, but I got a lot of kin folks in Northern Virginia, all over Virginia. So, hey, you never know. If Dad was living, I'd be like, yo, Dad, you want to tell me something? Dad, what were you doing? Because the guy's, 30 years old, so he's younger than me. I'd be like, Dad, where were you at back in the early 90s, man? Did you go to Northern Virginia? Like, what were you doing? If he was living out, I would call him for sure and ask him, like, because y'all know I got a sister I found out about later in life when I was like 38. I was like, okay, so now I know I got a sister. Is there a little brother out there you want to tell me about what's going on? But nah, he had two parents. So I think the parents are his biological parents.
Helicopter right here. This is very heavy police presence at the home of the suspect they have identified in the D.C. pipe bomb probe. So this is a live look from the Fox 5 D.C. helicopter. As you see in a cul-de-sac, the FBI now at the home of this suspect. And we were learning more earlier as we were hearing from the FBI after they announced that they made an arrest in the nearly 5-year-old investigation into who placed pipe bombs in Washington, D.C. before the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol. This arrest marks the first time investigators have settled on a suspect in an act that has had a long investigation by law enforcement and also led to some conspiracy theories. Those pipe bombs were placed on January 5th, 2021 near the offices of the
All right, there we go. So that was the Alphabet Boys coming to rate the house. Beautiful, big house. Big, beautiful house. You know, I wonder if the parents knew about it. I wonder if he was being protected because of who his parents are. See, my initial thought process was his dad is somebody important. And they knew exactly who did this right when it happened, but they didn't do anything about it because they wanted to protect the father. Or maybe the father is some kind of way involved because, again, a lot of people live in Northern Virginia, D.C., Maryland, that area. They work for the government in some kind of way. So maybe the dad knew what was up and decided not to go ahead because his son was involved. Who knows? Or maybe it's not even him. We'll see. We shall see. Now, here's Jake Tapper calling the guy white. Now, look, I have never in my life been referred to as a white guy. Like, not in real life. On the internet, when you got a bunch of 0.5 IQ morons, mouth breathers, they'll say stuff like that. Oh, you're a white guy, ABL. Okay, but in real life, like on TV, in real life, like in person, nobody ever says that I appear to be a white guy. But obviously, Jake Tapper was speaking before he had any information. This is why CNN sucks and the mainstream media sucks. And it's going to take us, the alternative media, to be the rightful voice.
Ryan Cole Jr., a 30-year-old white man from the D.C. suburbs, is charged with transporting an explosive device in interstate commerce and with malicious destruction. Ryan Cole.
So, yeah, that is not a white man. He's clearly black. For him to say that is just crazy. And you know what? People, when they hear stuff like that, all they tend to hear is that. They don't hear the retraction. They don't hear the correction. All they hear is what they heard from the beginning. All right. But yeah. So shout out to that dude. Hold on.
20.
And here is Judge Janine talking about the guy, kept a low profile, quiet, wearing headphones, all this, that, and the third. Hey, and the wearing headphones detail, that's crazy. Hey, the wearing headphones detail, hold on. I gotta find this particular. Yeah, matter of fact, it's like this right here. Hold on. I know I've seen this before. Wait, give me a second. It's like this. It's like, bro, really? Is that what we're gonna do? You're just gonna put up a picture of me talking about something? He wore headphones. He was quiet. Oh, okay. So you're just gonna say it's me, huh? All right, that's fine. Anyway, let's go back to Judge Janine.
2013 Virginia high school graduate.
Right.
I guess did not, as far as we know, didn't go to college. But do we know anything else about his social media habits or his political affiliation? Anything?
Look, what I can tell you is that he was always wearing his headphones. He would take his dog out. He'd go to the 7-Eleven. He was very, as you say, low key, low profile. There wasn't a lot going on. His closest friends are his family. He lives with his mom and his sisters. He would go to work for a few hours a day. His father had a bail bondsman company. And he was just a very low-key person that you would never expect.
Friends?
Not a lot of social media. No, not a lot. No.
Any priors or prior arrests?
No priors, no.
So I mean, if I see this, I think someone who lived a lot online, maybe didn't have a big social circle.
You're right. You're right. He's that quiet individual that you would never imagine could put a pipe bomb, put it together. And by the way, when we
learn
went
that on the internet, by the way. You don't learn that usually in a book.
But when the FBI went in this morning, they found a lot of other products and pieces for pipe bombs.
Like what?
Other pipes, other wires, other timers. He was into this, very much into this.
So there you go. That is the guy. A little bit about him. Wearing headphones. It's like, bro, I gotta take my headphones. So I can't wear headphones no more on the live stream. That's crazy. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, we got Border Patrol in the gas station, and they're getting quite a lot of love from the community, from black people. Let's watch. Give me 1 second, load it up, and let's let it rock.
And you
all right, good stuff.
Hey,
thank you.
I ain't never switched sides. I love you.
I've been Coca-Cola. One?
Oh, she got her Coke right there. Can I get you?
Yes, ma'am. You sure can. What's your name?
Darnell.
Darnell. Hey, can you get Darnell? Can you give Darnell a picture? I remember on Fridays, and you guys can put this in the press all you want. Fridays, I'll do a double energy drink on Fridays. So there's a big secret for our success in all these Title 8 immigration operations. Double energy drink on Fridays.
Will there be operations tomorrow and Sunday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every day.
So there we go. The community, they love them. Posing for pictures and all that good stuff. All right. It's all good. There's no hate. Ain't nobody... That the black folks are not like, oh, you're kidnapping people and taking them from their families. And none of that going on. Because we know the reality of the situation. We know that they are needed. We want them to come back in force. We don't want them to fall off. We want them to keep on going. So shout out to Border Patrol, National Guard, police, fire, military, everybody. Shout out to you guys. And matter of fact, hold on. I got another video of someone saying a similar thing. Saying, hey, look, National Guard, can you please come to Columbus, Ohio? Please, please, please come to Columbus, Ohio. We need you.
I am so ready to protest ICE right now because when are you coming to Columbus? When are you coming to Columbus? You're taking forever. I am so ready to protest ICE right now because when are you coming to Columbus? When are you coming to Columbus? You're taking forever.
I love it. Hey, ICE, if you can hear me, if you can hear her, please go to Columbus, Ohio. You need it out there. You need it. Really all over the country, you are needed. But definitely Columbus, make it happen. And I think I speak for the whole community. All black folks, all Americans, but definitely black folks in America, black Americans. I think I speak for them when I say that we don't want these illegal aliens here. We don't, it's too much, it's too many problems. It's too expensive to get in the way. It's just not what we want. It's not what we want. So do deportations massively and get them up out of here. Yeah, so shout out to ICE, National Guard, Border Patrol, everybody. Columbus. Hey, the Somalis got all that. Hey, the migrants in general get kind of whatever they want. Somali or no Somali, they get pretty much whatever they want. Now, my man right here, combat veteran, Afghan war, I believe. Iraq and Afghanistan combat veteran says, hey, why did we go over there and fight them so they wouldn't be here? And now, after I retire, they're here. I was told one thing, but a different thing happened. Let's watch.
I just got done listening to Ilhan Omar talk about how horrible and terrible and dirty and everything else that this country is. denigrating this country, denigrating half of the people in it. This country has been very kind, benevolent, and gracious to her and countless others. We gave her asylum. We gave her a place to live. We gave her an education. We gave her a pathway to become a sitting United States congressman. But to me, it goes deeper than that. See, I'm an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran. I was 22 years old when those planes flew into those buildings, and me and thousands of other young men across this country answered the call to go over there and combat this evil that was on our shores, that had finally hit us. And what we were told over and over again is that we go over there and we fight them over there, we will not have to fight them here. And now here we are. We're retired. We're out. We're ready to start pursuing a life of our own. And what does this country do to that enemy that we went over there and we fought to keep over there because that's what we were told? We kissed our families goodbye. I watched my wife cry while I got on that bus to go to the airport or go to the airfield. I watched my son cry because he didn't know if or when he was going to see me again. And then I come home. I've been retired for 8 years. And I come home and what are we seeing? We're seeing entire communities being taken over by the very people that we fought to keep off of our shores. Dearborn Mission is completely freaking taken over. Now we have mosques in Minnesota, Texas, Missouri, all over the country, promoting Sharia law. Do we really have to tell people that Sharia law is incompatible with the United States Constitution? We were told that if we fought them over there, we would not have to fight them here. But what do we have? What did you do? You elected it mayor of New York. You gave it Senate seats in Minnesota. Now I want you to turn around. I want you to find an Iraq and Afghanistan veteran somewhere around you, and I want you to look them in the eye and tell them why they should not feel betrayed. Do it. I dare you.
Hey, my man hit the nail on the head, right on. And I get it 100%. Look, they were told one thing. Look, we got to go over there and fight them there. So their ideology, the danger that they present does not wash on our shores. That's what I remember too. Now, I'm not a veteran. I did not serve. But I remember hearing that. That was a constant thing. I would hear that on television. I would hear it from guys that were out there because I had friends that went over and fought in the war. Guys I went to high school with, graduated, and went straight to Iraq because 2001, I'm a senior in high school, and 9/11 happens. So that graduating year, 2002, a lot of my friends went to all branches of the military, and they were told the same thing. I know guys that got PTSD, all kinds of stuff, guys that got injured, died, all of that. And now we got this going on. And to be clear, I don't mean all Muslims. I know that everybody's not going to be violent or whatever, but we know there's an issue with Islam, and it's not compatible with what we have over in the USA. The same way that what we have in the USA would not work in a place like Afghanistan or Iraq or somewhere like that, because their culture is different, just as our culture is different. But when they come trying to change our culture, now we got a conflict. Now we got a problem. The same conflict and problem that he was told we could keep contained over there if we fought over there. Obviously, that wasn't all the way true. But yeah, shout out to my man. Hey, I'm with you, bro. 100%. 1,000%. And thank you for serving. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. All right, we got quite a bit more to get through here. Now, I know my time is going to be just running away from me. Where are we going to go? Okay, now speaking about Mom Donnie, let's get to him right quick. Okay. Deporting criminal aliens, that's not really a thing that we should be doing. Okay, that's what he says.
When I met with the president, I made very clear that these kinds of raids are cruel and inhumane, that they are raids that do nothing to serve the interests of public safety, and that my responsibility is to be the mayor to each and every person that calls this city their home. And that includes millions of immigrants, of which I am one. All
right, there we go. And the whole immigrant thing, they try to conflate being an immigrant with being here illegally. Pardon me, but they try to say, okay, if you're against illegal aliens, you're against immigrants. Nah, it's not about that. It's about I'm against those who are here illegally. So if you're here legally, you're an immigrant, cool. But if you're here illegally, then that's when we got a problem. Okay, that's the key. Let's keep going here. Okay, now he also says that he's banning the cleansing or clearing of homeless camps in Manhattan. So how are you going to live in Manhattan? How are you going to be like in the city and you got homeless, you got LA looking stuff all around you? Hey, but we told everybody about this guy, how it was going to be an issue.
The tweets that he's done since the start of his administration. Thousands of sweeps have happened since 2024, but no one has been offered permanent housing. And I think the data from May was 114 were offered in Charlotte. So will you continue the tweets they were asking you not to?
No.
And what are the tweets that he's...
So yeah, we're not really going to clear out the homeless encampments. It's not really a thing we're going to do. So what's going to happen ultimately is you're going to get a situation. Hold on. This ain't what I wanted. Not quite yet. It'd be, let me put that back there. It'd be like this.
This vehicle.
LA. You know, I show these videos. People say, oh, ABL, that's just one part of LA. That's just this parking, that parking, that parking, that parking, that park. Oh, okay. So there's about 85 locations that are off limits in Los Angeles. And as long as you avoid those places, it's all good. It's sunshine and rainbows. I see this kind of stuff all over Los Angeles. I've been to LA on more than one occasion. I was not impressed. It was ghetto. You got some nice pockets, but those nice pockets have pieces of garbage. And then when you're not in the nice pockets, it is all garbage. But let's watch this, shall we? This is going to be out there on the LA streets. What do you see?
This vehicle, by the way, is insane. All the windows are broken out. There's a mattress on top of it. There's probably people in there right now. You know what?
Hold on, let's go back. For one split second from this view right here, I almost thought that was a Cybertruck. The thought entered my mind, hey, is that a Cybertruck abandoned? But of course it is not. It is some beat up vehicle with the mattress on it. Or that might even be a box spring. A box spring just kind of slanted on top. Anyway, let's keep going.
Out, there's a mattress on top of it. There's probably people in there right now. You know what's the crazier part is that all the people around here probably think I'm like casing stuff to try and break in and like take things. So they're like looking at me like I'm a thief, bro. Like imagine, I don't know. Actually, it's easy to imagine. Like, why else would I be out here? Of course I look like a thief. I mean, am I here to steal? No. Things change so fast out here, bro. Last time we came down this exact street, not even like a couple weeks ago, sidewalk was clear. You could see all the art on the wall easily. And now there's full-on structures. I mean, what I believe is that when it rains, it really starts making people shift around. Maybe, I don't know. That's my theory. Bro, this spike is not sounding too good on this channel. It should give you some perspective on how life really is out here in LA, bro. In Los Angeles, California, one of the nicest places, like a place where people from around the world dream of coming, visiting, and living. The reality of it in some places is just completely different than how most people think it is. Right? That's something I feel like I do a decent job of showing.
Yeah, it looks pretty rough out there, LA. Now again, some are gonna say that's just that one neighborhood. LA's bigger than that. I love LA. All right, man. Look, you can if you like it, I love it. That's fine. But I'm good on that. When I went out there to Los Angeles, I was not right there. That does not look familiar to me at all. But what I saw was just the same. Trash. I'm talking about third world stuff. Trash, not only in the gutter, but it's like water in the gutter as well. It don't even rain out here. Where's the water coming from? What's going on with this? It was disgusting. It was a lot of crime. You could tell crime was a problem. You got high security gates. Matter of fact, they got security gates right here. Look at this. You see?
Right.
You got barbed wire up there. Can you see that on the left? You got high walls, barbed wire, and garbage everywhere. You're looking like Johannesburg, South Africa. And I understand, I get South Africa looking like that. It's South Africa. It's not in America. This is America, though. LA, y'all got to tighten up. And hey, New York, if you don't want to clear your homeless encampments, you will look just like Los Angeles. Do you want that? You might already be right there. So it's kind of a nonsense. It's kind of a rhetorical question. But that is Los Angeles for you. Disgusting, filth, squalor. And if you don't live in filth and squalor or adjacent to it, you're going to pay an arm and a leg and your firstborn child to live there. So good luck. Hey, good luck. Hey, does anyone in the chat live in Los Angeles? How do you like it? Is it home? Is it your forever home? Do you see anything like that out there near where you live? I put out a video a while back on TikTok about my experience in Los Angeles when I got ignored in the beach. Well, I got ignored in the store at the beach, Manhattan Beach. I did my little video and people were like, oh, well, Inglewood's not ghetto. Inglewood is beautiful. I live right by the stadium. I'm like, all right. Anyway, it looked just like this. That's how it looked, just like this. Where I was at, like most of the time, if you're not at the beach or some like real nice neighborhood, it looked like this. Alleys with garbage. That's how it looked. It is what it is. You know, let's go up in the hills or something like that. You got to go to nice areas, you see. But out here in my neck of the woods, you don't have to be in a beautiful, expensive area for things to look nice. Even the kind of like regular, not super high income spot will still look nice. All right. Robert C says, I'm in LA. Can confirm this is all accurate. Mind the Drip says, live in No Sea, work in Los Angeles. Well, I see why you live in Orange County because Los Angeles looks like that. Denise says, as soon as you hit the 110, you smell pee. And you know what? Something else I saw. The interstate was ugly. The interstate was ugly. It was like no greenery. And it looked like the roads were just hot. There's no greenery and the roads had some kind of crust that was just ever present. You know how they work. Like, okay, Mexico City is something like this. And you go outside and you're walking around, you're going to see a certain level of crust that's just there because the amenities are not as nice as the United States. Because I understand it's a money thing. But I feel like if you could just pressure wash the whole city every hour on hour, it'll look nice. All right, hold on. Callie says, I'm in LA, rent too high for it to look like. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Hey, to live out there with barbed wire looking like Johannesburg, you're going to pay your arm and a leg and your firstborn child. Hey, I don't, that's why to you guys who are in California and you're good people, I don't fault you for moving away because I would too. Even if you want to go back to visit occasionally to enjoy the weather and the people, if you like that, your family members, you still want to live somewhere else because it's just everyday living is much easier in other parts of the country. So yeah, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Oh, speaking about how expensive it is in Los Angeles, the taxes.
I got hit.
That played this last. I might have played this last time, but I'm gonna play it again anyway if I did. LA taxes.
I got hit with LA taxes after I made a couple million, and I had to pay 50% of it, 52% of my money to that, to the IRS.
52.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, screw California, and I panic bought my first house in Vegas, the one in Henderson, and I was gonna say that I'm gonna live in Vegas. I got hit with
those LA taxes. California taxes in general are crazy because I think the way it works is you got to pay taxes for the city, and then the state, and then your federal, and you got to pay a lot of taxes. See, it's not necessarily just the high cost. It is the collection of costs. You understand? So, for example, in Tennessee, we have no state income tax. Our sales tax is a little bit high, but it's not that high. It's like 9% sales tax, like 9.25, I think, sales tax. And Georgia has a lower sales tax right across the border. Costco is in Fort O. It's in Georgia. So when I go to Costco, I'm paying a lower sales tax, but it's right over the border. It's like 20 minutes away, so it's fine. So we got a pretty good thing going on here. And I think Georgia will have no state income tax pretty soon. Florida's the same way. Texas is the same way. But California, you paying state income tax that is tiered and leveled, making you pay more depending on how much you make. And you also have the taxes for your gas, taxes for this, taxes for that. Plus everything is more expensive. Try catching the Uber. You're going to pay $1 million for an Uber. No lie. When I was in LA, I'm in Manhattan Beach. And y'all know about LA, you know what I'm talking about. Well, no, I'm not in Manhattan Beach. I'm near the airport in the hotel, right? The airport's like right. You can like out of my window, I was able to see the runway. I was like right by the airport. So from there, all I went to was Inglewood and Manhattan Beach. What, 5-10 miles away at best? I might have taken maybe 5 Ubers. $250 I spent for 5 Ubers. And I wasn't getting no Uber Blacks, nothing like that. I'm getting regular cars. I ain't talking about when I went from the airport to the hotel. I ain't gonna count that because that was like $100. I did that because I didn't know what I was doing. Just a regular Uber from the hotel to the beach, the hotel to the Inglewood spot, $250 in total I spent on Ubers. It's crazy. So you're going to pay high taxes and high everything else. High rent, groceries, everything. Out of this world. Pony Girl says, Florida wages are awful. Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of lifestyle you used to live in. It depends on what you want to do. It depends on your expenses. You know, Florida, if the wages are so bad, why is everybody moving there? You know, it must not be that bad if everybody's going there. Now, I want to take a little detour here. This is funny because I never thought that I would see something like this happen. Someone's mad because Pantone named their color of the year, and it's called Cloud Dancer, a shade of white. Now, if you don't know what Pantone is, it's a system that we use in print to get the exact color correct on a piece of printed material. And it comes in little books, and you could just say, okay, we want to have Pantone color X, Y, and Z. And if you use that exact hex code for your CNYK or your whatever code it is, it'll be that exact color when you print it. Also with fashion, if you're going to have an orange jumpsuit, because you want to say orange man bad at a Halloween party, and you want to put on the orange jumpsuit, and you want to get a certain shade of orange, you can look at your Pantone book and do it that way. And do they have Pantone? We talking about paint? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, we use it for our print stuff. Now, I would use Pantones just to match color on like important jobs. If I'm doing a brochure for a company and they want to be real specific, or they got a logo that has Pantone colors assigned to it, then I'm going to use it for that. I never thought that I would see somebody burning a Pantone book because she's mad that Pantone named a white color the color of the year. Let's watch, shall we?
Hey, Pantone, you're fired. You really chose white? You chose white in these times? You're fired. This is Katie Rogers Feng Shui. I know the danger of that kind of messaging, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Really, 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 really bad choice.
Okay, for real, like she's really burning the Pantone book. Now, there's so much I want to say. First of all, aren't you wearing a white coat, or am I tripping? Is that pink? Or maybe it's a certain shade of pink that looks like it's white. And then you white and you got blonde hair. Am I tripping? Or are you seeing the same thing that I'm seeing? You look like the poster child for whiteness. If they were to put white in a dictionary as in a person, you would be right next to the picture. You would be who they put for the picture for whiteness. But you're mad about Pantone picking the white color for the color of the year. And you know what? You know what's even funnier? They had to bring somebody out to explain why they picked the color, because they knew there would be backlash from this decision. I'm not making this up. I wish I could make it up, but I'm not making it up. You ready for that video? Hold on one second. Let me load it up for you. I have the video. Yes, I do. All right, here we go. Now, of course, I got the black woman out there. Okay, okay, Rhonda, can you fix it, please? Rhonda, please go out there and fix our mess. Please go out there and coddle these children. No problem, I got you. Don't worry about it. No problem.
Let me state clearly that white is indeed a color. We knew that people would have emotions about this year's color. The need for space. Space to think, recharge, imagine, and most importantly, create. It is scientifically proven that quiet fuels creativity. By allowing for mental disengagement, silence gives the brain the space it needs for problem solving, divergent thinking, and letting fresh ideas emerge. So I believe our color psychologists did what they do best when they selected this year's color.
They had to have Rhonda come out there and coddle the children. Look, now you're going to be upset because you picked white, but it's okay because white is about space. She had to go out there and just basically pamper them people, man. Like, listen, maybe they got DEI because you got a bunch of these people on the job that just can't handle it. So it's like, okay, bring in Rhonda, let her just calm everybody down. That's kind of what's going on right there. They had to have somebody come out there and speak about the colors. Listen, I'm going to say this. If you're upset about a color and a book of colors, something's wrong. Something ain't right. Your noggin ain't noggining. You got a few crayons short of a whole 64 count box. You're a few trees short of a forest. A few fries short of a Happy Meal. All right. But shout out to Rhonda and the Pantone lady for burning the book. That's out of this world. Okay. Now we're talking about dual citizenship. There's a potential bill that could ban that practice of dual citizenship. Now, I don't really see it going forward because some places you cannot denounce your citizenship. I think it might have been Iran that says you cannot denounce your citizenship of Iran. If you are born in Iran, you are Iranian for life. It doesn't matter what you do. So I'm not quite sure how to do with that. But anyway, let's watch this.
The bill being presented right now in Congress called the Exclusive Citizenship Act. I'm sure you can guess what that means, but basically it means that you can't have dual citizenship if this passes. If this passes, anyone who has an American citizenship and a citizenship from any other country will be forced to choose, basically. They'll have a year grace period, and then they'll have to choose which one they want to keep. And if they do nothing, their U.S. citizenship is revoked. That means my children, who are dual citizens, Canadian and American, would have to give up their American citizenship. If any of you read Project 2025, they talked about remigration, which is... I'm praying to God it gets blocked and doesn't pass, but it is serious. The bill being presented right now in Congress called the... All
right, so what do y'all think? Is that a thing that should go forward? How about not? I don't really see it going forward, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. These bills are going to be okay. It'll be fine. You know, we got some adults in the room. They're going to look at it and they're going to make sure everything's all right. And you'll be good. Now, my thing is, it's weird hearing from those who on a normal day would say they hate America. Talk about they want to still be an American citizen. Nah, I thought you hated America. I thought you wanted to go to another place that's like 95% white, like Sweden, Denmark, I thought you wanted that. So why should it be a big deal that you have your American citizenship revoked? Is it because being an American is the best thing in the world? Even if you don't live here, that blue passport is like worth like platinum gold, worth everything that you could think of in this world. Is it because of that? Oh, okay. So I think now maybe would be a good time to appreciate being an American if you are one. Whether you came here as a legal immigrant or you were born here, appreciate being an American. And if you came here or you live here, and you don't appreciate it, well, look, we're not North Korea. The door's right there. You can go, I almost cuss. You can leave whenever you like. We are not North Korea. We're not holding you hostage. All right. So shout out to, and I know some people, the Jews are, the Jews got dual citizenship. What that mean? Tell me what it means. Tell me why it matters. Okay. Let's just say one of these Jews that control everything or whatever denounce their Israeli citizenship, and they come here and they still do the same thing, and they still control everything. So what did you actually do by doing that? I don't know, man. I think. Oh, and speaking about the Jews, Nick Fuentes, since I'm right here talking about it, and it's on top of my mind. People that watch Nick Fuentes, man, ultimately, it's you know what I'm kind of hearing. It's like what I'm feeling right now. It's like the same thing I saw when I first came into social media repeating itself. So Nick Fuentes is like Destiny. That's who I compare him to. And people think that he's smart. They think that he has good things to say. They think that he is someone worth following. But if you follow a guy like that, then ultimately, if you let this guy influence you, you would be just like him. Destiny, a dope fiend, jaw going from this way to that way. His jaw is leaning with it and rocking with it. His jaw is off the hinges. His jaw needs a little bit WD-40, a little bit of something to get it back on the right track. You understand what I'm saying? Because the jaw's not going. Look, if you're talking and your jaw does this, like that's not normal. Same thing with Nick Fuentes, 28 years old, living in his mama's house, sickly, tummy hurting. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna say this. If you're living in the house, right, and your mom got sick, your dad got sick, and you sick, a novel idea would be to move out of that house because maybe something in the house making you sick. Maybe something inside that house is making you sick. You ever think about that? Go to a new location. Why not just leave the nest? What will he be when he gets to be 40 years old? Destiny, because that's about his age, ain't it? About the same kind of age range. What will he be? Listen, you're giving all kind of, you're giving a spot on Fox. Has been on Fox News yet? You've been on New York Times. They profiled you, bro. They gave you a black and white James Dean looking picture on New York Times. You've been on Piers Morgan, Tucker Carlson. You've been everywhere, done everything, and nothing for it. Nothing to show. But hey, as long as I can say the Jews are the problem and blame them for my problems, it's okay that I'm not successful and I'm mediocre and I'm 28 in the incel. It's okay because it's the Jews' fault. That's a pathetic way to live. You could live like that if you want to, but what life is that to live? Not a very good one. All right. That's all I had to say about him. I'll move on. What's this about? Hold on.
That it was the biggest mistake.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this woman says that she put up a TikTok about, she put up a video, I ain't gonna say TikTok. She put up a video about women having the right to vote. The reaction she got was not what she anticipated. It's a little bit different. She thought, okay, I'll put up a video about women voting and there's gonna be a great reaction. But the reaction was not quite what she anticipated. Let's watch.
Excuse me? I made a video about women's voting rights, and why are like 1/3 of the comments that it was the biggest mistake that America has ever made? What? Excuse me? I made a video about women's voting rights, and why are like 1/3 of the comments that it was the biggest mistake that America has ever made? What?
Now look, I'm not going to say that the right to vote for women was the biggest mistake we ever made. I mean, there's been a lot of mistakes that we've made. There's been quite a few mistakes that we made. We went to Iraq, WMDs, that went in there. We've done some things in this country that weren't necessarily the best. But the right to vote for women, it's up there. I'm just saying it's up there. Now, shout out to you guys watching. You guys are very smart, big brain. You guys are going to be smart enough to vote. But some of your brethren, some of your female brethren, they shouldn't be in the position to vote. They shouldn't be. Excuse me. Those who listen to Taylor Swift all day, every day, just for no reason, and who don't know what 2 + 2 is, those people have the right to vote. At a certain point, look, if I could be the king, rule by fiat, do whatever I want to do, I would restrict voting to a very specific people. And if I got technology to do it, I give everybody an IQ test. Off rip. Hey, you turn 18 years old. When you go to vote, when you go to register to vote at the DMV, it's going to be a machine that scans your iris, and it'll give you an on-the-spot IQ test. If you fail the IQ test, no voting. I think that'd be great for our society to have those with a little bit of smarts to vote. Now, if you're a woman and you're not passing it, then oh well. If you do pass it, then fantastic. So yeah, it wasn't the worst move ever, but I'm just saying, let's say this. As a matter of fact, and no hate, I love women. Shout out to the women. You guys are fantastic. Love women. But if women didn't vote, there would not be any liberals in office. If women did not vote, there would be no liberals in office, at least not on a national level. California might still be kind of like that because y'all got some other stuff going on. Okay, you know, steers and queers, I don't know what's happening in California. It's a little bit different. That's Texas ABL, same thing. It applies to California too. Anyway, shout out to her for her video. And somebody said that, someone said that Stephen Crowder's not gay. All right. I mean, you can believe whatever you want, but if you go on TV or on your radio show and say that you battling bisexual demons, what that mean? What that mean? If you had sex with a man, you gay. If you had any kind of sexual interaction with a man voluntarily, like you weren't assaulted, you just did that because you thought it was going to be all right, then you're gay. And it's okay because look, it's 2025. I'm not judging you for that. Guys is in the worst guys in the world are the guys in the closet. You guys are so soft. I got friends that's gay and it's no problem. It's okay. But just say that. Just say what you are and be honest. Don't be in the closet, hiding, living a double life. I don't like that because that's dishonest. And whatever you're doing, if you a crack smoker, just say that. If you gay, just say that. If you enjoy hang gliding, skydiving, whoever you are, be you and be authentically yourself. Don't try to be someone else and don't try to hide who you are. That's all I'm saying. Now, when I say don't hide who you are, I don't mean do this now. I don't mean do this. Okay. Now, I think we got to figure out the issue of K through 12 in college in this country because a lot of the teachers are not suited for the job, in my humble opinion. But I think there's a low quantity of those who want to be teachers. So what you get is this. Okay, this person could easily be your child's teacher. Let's hear from them because the gender, I don't know what the gender is at this particular point in time. Who knows? Who knows? Because gender at a certain point means nothing.
So I'm in my third year at my current job, and I have had a very interesting journey all 3 years as a queer, trans, openly educator who uses they, them pronouns. So I've actually worked in education for 7 years, but before this I was in after-school programs, specifically youth theater, and then an after-school program where I worked with very, very little kids.
Would you want this person to be with your, what? Would you want this person to be around your little kids? Now, bro, sis, bris, whatever you want me to call you, boss, I'm not trying to say nothing other than the fact that if I have a 2-year-old and they're in your presence, it's confusing. They're going to see mommy looking one way, daddy looking one way, and you look like a whole different animal. are you even a human being will be their thought process. So that's going to be kind of confusing for a child to be around you. And why is it always those who look like this who are around small children? I'm not saying you're going to be trying to touch them, but I mean, come on, what are we doing?
And then specifically the Teen Queer Club and Improv Club. In other words, I was around a lot of kids who already had like some form of awareness on what being queer and trans meant.
Because you know what's funny? You know why they know, bro? You know why they know? Is because they're around people like you, and you are influencing them, you're recruiting them, you're grooming them, you're indoctrinating them. That's why. Because when I was a kid, I had no idea what that meant. Why? Because I wasn't around it. I had no idea. Like, that was not even a word called queer or trans. We knew what people that was gay. We knew maybe something like that. But even I didn't know what that was at a young age. That wasn't a thing that we really knew. Definitely, we didn't know anything about queer and all this other kind of stuff you want to put out there.
The little kids less so, but like they were little. That's a whole different ballgame. I can tell stories about that later.
I bet you could. And you know what? The stories you could tell if you were being honest, it might be enough to get you locked up. But I'm gonna go ahead and digress. I'm getting triggered. So yeah, teachers, shout out to the good teachers out there who are not like that. We appreciate you. We need more of you because, unfortunately, in some parts of this country, you guys are kind of being outnumbered by the likes of that particular individual. We want, I want like Miss Frazzle from Magic School Bus, something like that. Okay, Miss Smith, Miss Johnson, you know, the lady with the candy in their purse, something like that is okay for little kids. And then once they get to be older, let's get some men to teach men some skills. Okay, so that's the way it should go. Not that person right there. That's not what you want teaching your children. All right, let's keep on going here. Now, hello everyone. This is a good one. This guy says he's an autistic transsexual tetrapod. And the reason why I'm playing it is because he falls into the category of lazy Americans that don't want to do anything, and they want to say instead that I'm disabled, I'm this and I'm that. Okay, whatever you want to call yourself, boss, you're able-bodied, you're an adult, and you're a male. You need to get out there and work.
Hello everyone, if you're seeing this, I hope you're doing well. I'm unfortunately here to report that I'm still struggling to survive without adequate housing, along with my partner. Both of us are trans, both of us are physically disabled. We have long COVID aggravated EDS, and that makes it difficult, uncomfortable, and painful to just do basic things you need to survive, even in adequate housing, which neither of us are in. The cold is a constant source of misery for me. It hurts my fucking body to just do basic things. My partner has to call for over an hour to just every month just to get the EBT that they're supposed to be getting. I haven't gotten my EBT that I'm entitled to for over a year and a half. I haven't gotten healthcare for over a year and a half. And I feel like every time I make one of these videos and ask for help, I'm given symbolic gestures by everybody with resources to actually help me. I appreciate the couple people who have done what they can to support me, but it's very tiring to constantly make these videos. Hello.
So you are so lazy, you only want to make videos beg for money. Bro, all of that, to me, you just soft and you don't want to work. Because men, we're talking about men now, because you're a man just like me. Men have always sacrificed and gone above and beyond to make way for themselves and their families. Okay, what was my dad? My dad was a firefighter and died of a heart attack. Why? Because when you are a firefighter on a truck for 20 years, having to be sleep at the station, and then when the alarm go off, you got to get up. So you're going from a deep sleep to your heart beating like this for 20 years. So yeah, you're going to be dead at 61 when you retire. Okay, now my granddad was in the military. Okay, he did that. And my great-grandfather was a coal miner. So you're going 4 miles under a mountain, black lung, the mine might collapse and you die. And your 5 kids are left just scrambling. We did that, and we sacrificed like that to be able to make way for ourselves right now. And really, life is so easy for you, and you ain't got to do much. I have not done nearly as much as my parents or my grandparents or my great-grandparents. And if you want to go all the way back, we had a little thing called slavery that my grandparents were in as well. You've never had it easier, but yet you do nothing and you say, I'm disabled. I got long COVID. I'm transgender. I got EDS or EMS or CPS or EMT. Whatever you got going on, you just soft and lazy. Trans or no trans, gay, no gay, I don't care. It's about being a man and doing what's needed to press forward in society. You're not doing that. So I'm glad there's no EBT coming for you, because you know what? That could be a little bit of motivation to get off your hind parts, stop crying, and do something for yourself. And you know what's crazy? The new requirements for EBT, all you got to do is real simple. Volunteer 80 hours a month, or work 80 hours a month, or be in school 80 hours a month. You're not an old person. You're able-bodied. You're not blind. You're not hunched over. You are well enough to have a cell phone, to be on social media, to upload videos, but you can't go out there and volunteer 20 hours a week. Ridiculous. Yeah, everybody got an excuse. Everyone has an excuse to not work. Excuses are a lot here. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I done seen guys listen, when I was at Old Country Buffet, you had people that had Down syndrome working there, people that had just been in prison for a long time. It was one dude, I'm talking about just came home from the penitentiary. He was funny because we had like these lockers in the back. You put our stuff in, and he would be like at the locker like he was still in jail. He had all of his clothes in a clear trash bag over, like he's like literally still in jail. We had guys like that in there. So when I hear guys say, I'm a felon, I got this, I got that, I got a short arm, I got a bum leg. I done seen all of them people work. You just don't want to work, and that's okay, but just say that. Like I said before, however you want to live, whatever you want to do, be honest. If you gay, then be gay and be honest. If you are lazy and a bum and you want to smoke crack all day, just say that. But don't say, I got EDS and I got this and I got that and I got long COVID. Whatever, bro. Whatever. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Alrighty. Did I get everything I wanted to get to? I think I did get everything I wanted to get to for the most part here. Oh, one more. This is coming from Scott Turner. HUD Secretary Scott Turner talking about taxpayer monies being used to house illegal aliens.
Probing.
Which was a thing under the Biden administration. Let's watch this, shall we?
Probing how illegal immigrants have put a strain on the housing market. What can you tell us? You signed a memorandum with the DHS to end wasteful misappropriation of taxpayer money.
Absolutely.
For, quote, illegal alien exploitation of housing programs. You're also working with the Federal Housing Administration to crack down on government-backed mortgages for illegals. How do they get a mortgage if you're actually illegal in the country?
Well, Marie, during the Biden administration, there were over 12 million illegal aliens that came over the border, straining our housing supply and making the costs go up. And so we work with Secretary Nome at DHS, as you alluded to make sure that only American citizens are living in HUD-funded housing. We also took away FHA-backed mortgages from illegal aliens during the Biden administration. They turned a blind eye. But we're going to keep the law to make sure that these mortgages, which are backed by the taxpayer, go only to the American people. And lastly, we are mandating that every public housing authority give us a comprehensive account who's living in every unit in taxpayer HUD-funded housing.
Wow. Actually, Davis, another impact of that wide open border.
There we go. So that is, again, HUD Secretary, what's his name? Scott Turner talking about the illegal aliens, and the Democrat Party really just trying to use this program to house illegal aliens. But no, we're going to put it into that. We're done with that, for sure. All righty. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Let's get to some calls, super chats, all that good stuff. The number to call, 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. The number is always in the description box. It'll be right here and check her below as well. There you go, 706-406-3287. All right, we got super chats on deck. Let's read these. Then we get to the calls. Thank you to Apple Blocker All Puff Daddy, who says, ABL, please show a photo of your youthful self with the alleged pipe bomber. I ain't buying this suspect. How would he know J6er is going to the Capitol? Hey, that is not me, but you know what's funny? The guy looked just like my dad's side. Like, I'll tell you what, if you thought that guy looked like me, I have some cousins that's like a little bit younger than me that look identical. I swear. I ain't going to show them, though, because I ain't trying to put nobody out there. But on my dad's side, that's how they look. Just like that. And if I don't know if he's tall or not. If he's tall like us, because we all tall too. Like dad and all of them, all of his cousins and like their kids, my cousins, we're all like about 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". All of us. Hey, if you saw us walking from the behind, you couldn't tell who was who. We all look like clones. But when you see us in our face, we look different. I look more like my mom on my face, but my dad physically and all of them. So if you saw him with my cousins, I don't know. I might have to call somebody and be like, yo, you know that dude? What's going on? Anyway, thank you to Apple again, who says, remember Richard Jewell? I don't believe federales. Thank you to Apple again, who says, when are the federales going to arrest the scaffold commander, defense cutter? When are they going to rearrest Ray Epps and prosecute him for real? Never. you know the answer to that. Okay, you know the answer to that. Apple again says, remember ABL fans, J6 is an inside deep state job. You said the guy's 5'7"? Okay. If he's 5'7", then he's not kidding us because we don't. Oh no, maybe his mama or somebody got some bad genes, but yeah, we not. Ain't nobody that short on my dad's side as far as the men. Thank you to Apple again who says arrest seditious 6 Democrats, free Tina Peters now. Thank you to Ron Henderson who says, hey, ABL, bit backs, be hiring skinny people to get our food. Thank you to Ron Henderson who says, Jacob Fry, that ain't fried chicken, that may be fried chitlins. Juck. Thank you to Brent who says, did you already show that picture of Gavin you shared on Facebook? I did. I sure did. Yeah, I showed that earlier when he was like twisted up. I don't know why they put that out there. That came straight from the press office, the Governor Newsom press office. Like this picture right here. It's like, Gavin, why would you let them put that out there like that? They're trying to be funny. They're trying to cash in on meme culture. I get it. But you couldn't have paid me anything to convince me to let this out if I was Gavin Newsom. But hey, that's Gavin. We'll see. I can't wait for him to run. The memes are going to be so good. Oh my goodness. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. I'm ready. All right. Let's keep going here. Where we at? Thank you to I got everybody super chat. All right. It's time for the call. So the number to call again, 706-406-3287. Again, 706-406-3287. You say it's disgusting. They put it up. But again, and if you might be probably missing the context was, hold on, because that might look real bad, like I'm trying to show something that's inappropriate, but I'm not. The context, if I can find it before I get to the calls, give me 1 second. It is right here. Here we go. Yeah, because he was sitting crazy. Because he was sitting like that. So it was like, Gavin, what are we doing? Who sits like that in a chair? I don't care if you're tall because I'm his same size basically, and I've never in my life sat in a chair like that. Yeah, it was weird. But anyway, that was the real picture you just saw of him sitting down, and then the other picture I showed with him folded up like that, that was a fake picture that his team put out to try and make light of the video and picture going viral. Anyway, let's get to the calls here. The number to call is 706-406-3287. And the call lines are open. If you were trying to call just now, it might have been not going through, but it should go through now. All right. Hey, so Britton says it's off-putting. I know it's off-putting. I don't know why you're sitting like that. You got to ask Gavin. Only Gavin would know why Gavin does what Gavin does. You know, I don't know. I'm just reporting the news. Who knows? Hey, imagine he'll be sitting in this photo. God forbid this guy became the president. He'd be in this photo like that. The fake picture was fake, but the real picture was real. Okay. That's what's going on. All right. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. Again, the number to call 706-406-3287. What if I was 5'9"? What if I was 5'9"? If it was the fifth, we all be drunk. Who am I speaking to you online? 407.
I know it's all putting. I don't know why you're sitting like that.
Hello? 407.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. First, we got a little bit of audio in the background. Turn it off for me, please.
Hold on. Yeah. Sorry. I was just thank you for your videos. I'm a fan of you. Shit, I lost the video. But anyways, I had a few questions. Whatever happened with the Capitol Police officer? There's a female, and they say something about she got hired by CIA afterwards, and they were saying something that she was related with the bombing of J6 or whatever.
I have no idea. Who's like? Where'd you get the news from?
That was like a few weeks ago. It was all over the social media, actually.
Yeah, I've not heard that one.
No, and then also like it's being really quiet. The indictment about Bolton. I haven't heard anything about that situation either.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's something going on, but things like that I don't pay any attention to until we actually get something that's real. Because, you know, you hear, okay, we got an indictment, whatever. All right. Wake me up when there's something that happens. If there is going to be a conviction, if it's going to be a long sentence. Until then, I have no idea.
Yeah, because he came out and everybody's like, okay, well, something is something is moving forward. And then everything got quiet. Nobody have said anything. Not even in the mainstream media haven't mentioned anything about that situation.
Right.
And well, other than that, I would just congratulate you on your channel. I'm a fan of yours, and keep out doing a great job. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Let's go to 830. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Elections, Mike.
All righty. What's going on?
Oh, I just want to say, great show. Love the content, but I still believe that photo of Newsom in that folded up pose versus the WMDs that were in Iraq any day of the week.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Just keep up the good content. I don't want to take too much of your time, sir.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to man for the call. Let's go to 859. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. This is Teresa. You talked to my son a couple of days ago, and I told you I was a veteran.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've been listening. He said, Mom, listen to him. I'm like, okay. So I do subscribe to your YouTube channel. I like it. Yeah, I'm a veteran, and the one thing is that I'm also a veterans advocate. For homeless veterans and whatnot. This country has seemed to have forgotten us. You know.
Yeah,
it's all the illegal aliens. They get the free stuff. The housing help, the debit help, the schooling help. And the part that's bothering me the most is
Are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. And the thing is, it bothers me because we're the ones who put the uniform on. We're the ones who either A, sacrifice our lives, or B, we put our lives in harm's way so we can so we can have what we have now. And right now, I am in that department. I am in that part of I advocate for homeless veterans. I'm at risk as well for being homeless. But I don't care about me. I care about these guys. It's killing. It's hurt. It's breaking my heart. Breaking my heart. I can't tell you how much it's breaking my heart. So, you know, and nobody's been able to answer one question for me.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Like, what's your biggest concern right now as a veteran in the country?
Us, period. Why can't the money they have towards the illegal alien situation, bring it towards us? We need it more than they do. Like I said, ABL, I'm at risk right now. I'm more concerned about the other, you know, homeless veteran situations. I'm at risk to become homeless because I haven't found a job yet, which is, when you're 59, kind of hard. Kind of hard.
I understand.
And it's just, so that's my thing. I mean, why are people forgetting us? I had a couple of people, I was in the parking lot, yelling at me and telling me that they should kick my butt for being a veteran, that they didn't like the fact that I was triggering because I was a veteran. How dare I? Wait, what? Wait, what? I just kind of wanted to. I'm shocked. Why are we forgotten?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Yeah.
I mean, I want to say Trump loves the troops, and I'm great with that. We have a congressman here in Kentucky that is the best, and he's never served a day in his life, and he loves us. But what I'd like to see is and again, being a mom and a parent, I understand this. You know, Trump's going forward to giving like $1,000 for each new family, I guess, or some kind of family startup situation. I would like to see us, the homeless population, not having to depend on VA, not having to depend on nonprofits, but for us, for you taxpayers, give us reparations. Give us reparations. Give us that money. You know, okay, we need to have every single solitary homeless veteran before we even think about getting an alien who's not been here, who's not supposed to be here. It's ridiculous. And I'm so sick and tired of civilians saying, well, you guys have VA. I don't care. Yes, we do. But we should be more, and I hate to sound selfish, but I think the veteran population, disabled, whatever, we should be first priority on anything like that.
Right. I totally get it. I totally understand. I'm going to cut you off right here, but I got a few more calls I want to get to. Thank you for your call, though. I definitely appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you.
All righty.
All right. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Let's keep on rocking here. Let's go to 813 on line. We're speaking to 813.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I heard you well.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised I got through. I was just telling my girlfriend. She was like, yo, you should call. I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous. I don't know what to call it.
That's all good.
So, yeah, it's like, well, I've been watching the show for like 2017. I ain't even had no plans what I was gonna say real quick. I watched those like 2017, 16, something like that. I met you at Blexit. Yeah, Blexit before. I went there one time, and I met you before. Everybody, ABL's real cool. Y'all see him out, holler at him. He definitely will, talk to you, take a picture with you, everything. I don't know. I know people in the chat gonna be talking noise like he ain't even know what he's saying. But I think that's it. Just wanted to call in, say, we watching the show.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir. All right, then.
All right, now.
All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, I know. Hey, I know it could be nervous when you call a show for the first time, because I experienced that too back in the day when I used to call in some of these shows way back in the day. My heart be like this. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. Thank you for calling, though, man. I definitely appreciate you for sure. Let's go to unknown caller on the line. Who am I speaking to?
We're the United States of America. That's who we are. We're the U.S. And ABL.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in a long time. Yeah, that was Biden's latest gaffe. He said that yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that. That was really crazy. It's like, America got it. Okay, I did not know that was the name of our country. I thought it was America, U.S. of America.
Yeah.
America got it. Okay.
Exactly. Always remember, Obama was only right about two things in his life, and that's elections have consequences, and never underestimate Joe Biden's ability to F things up.
That's right.
And he does time again. I don't miss the guy, of course. I'm a Trump guy, but I do miss his gaffes. He provided us with a lot of comedic material, I have to say that. But, have you heard, I guess, well, you've heard about this 4 days ago on December 2nd, when the leftist media is accusing Trump of falling asleep in a cabinet meeting?
Yeah.
Is anybody forgetting that the man works minimum of 16 to 18 hours a day?
At almost 80 years old, which is it's a lot for anybody, but especially somebody that is of that age.
Yeah, and people are making him out to be the same age as Biden. That's what the leftist media is doing recently. Like, no, he's over 3.5 years younger, and he might as well be 30 years younger than Biden. He's a lot more mentally alert and cognitive than Biden ever could be, even before he got dementia. So, and furthermore, they said on Fox News yesterday, this is Trump's 9th cabinet meeting this year.
Wow.
And he hasn't even been in office 11 months yet. And Biden only did 9 cabinet meetings during his entire 4 years and spent 40% of his time on vacation.
Right.
So you tell me who's trying to make America great again.
It's clear.
Definitely not. It wasn't Biden. He divided us, and now he's playing these games like he said yesterday. Oh, Trump, the MAGA Republicans, which don't exist. We're not MAGA Republicans. We're patriots. He said we're dividing the country. I'm tired of this projection game from the left. All right, that's all I have to say. But I have one question, and I want you to be honest, Abiel. Why in the hell do you take calls from this so-called Ivan guy if he pisses you off so much? You've been doing this for at least 3.5 years or more.
I mean, I take all the calls, whether they irritate me or don't. I take all the calls.
Yeah, but he gets you so pissed off that you have to cut him off, especially like the last 3-4 months.
No, that's all
I don't
good.
understand why you let him get you to the point. Why you let him get you to the point where you get so pissed off.
Nah,
that's all. I was just curious.
I tell you what, there's nobody that has ever caught me on the show that got me really mad. Like y'all have not seen me mad for real.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole different ABL right there.
Yeah. Well, the guy's not from Eastern Europe. He's from somewhere in Africa. I can't quite place his accent.
Panama.
But maybe Ghana or somewhere like that. But he's not from Eastern Europe. I can tell you that. I've been all over Eastern Europe, and he's definitely African. But I don't know where people call him Ivan. Why they call him Ivan? But they just do the past 3 or 4 years. Anyway, that's all I have to say tonight. Have a great night, and I'm still Ultra MAGA. Make America great again, man. Take care.
Thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you. See you. Bye.
Great caller. I guess that's the name is only like you got to be. If your name is Ivan, you got to be like if he dies, he dies. If he dies, he dies. But nah, that's just a name. It's just like Anthony. Like ain't eating no pizza or nothing like this. You know what I'm saying? Well, I did have some last night, but that's a different story. Anyway. 859, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yo, how's it going? Your Luciferian Libertarian friend, how's it going? Hey, just driving around, always working, always busy. I saw you talk. I see you talked to my mom recently. I told her to call up and not steal my phone. So, so I'm guessing she followed my advice, right?
She did.
Oh, definitely. She had some frustrations that she had, and it was the video you showed about the. On your show, the video you showed about the soldier saying, we fought so hard to prevent them from coming over here, and I could definitely sympathize because I have family in the military and I worry about them. And when I heard about those National Guards getting smoked like that, that was tragedy, and I worry about that happening in our country and stuff like that. Especially, I'm a very opponent against, I'm very a person who's I'm very for separation between church and state, and having these little pockets of communities having Sharia law makes me concerned of what's going on in this country. If we're losing our identity as an Americans, as freedom of religion, have the ability and the freedom to believe what you want to believe in and be left alone. And Sharia law does not support that or amends that at all, unlike this country that supports the idea of just making your own and believe what you want to believe in.
That's right.
Definitely. And you know what? I'd rather live next door, somebody who would just don't like me, tolerate me because what I believe in, and that's America. You have your next door neighbor, you can love them, you can hate them, just do your own. But Sharia law, the law is you have to believe what they believe in. I'm a rebellious guy. I'm always disagreeing with anything and everybody, and I'm always a rebel by heart. I can call up agreeing with you or disagree with you. But, hey, much love to you, man. Thank you very much for taking my phone call. I got to get back to work, bro.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much for taking my call, and God bless America. And, any soldiers out there, I have your back, man. You're awesome. See ya.
All right, shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. And shout out to you guys who've been here for a long time watching the show and the growth and everything that I've been able to accomplish with you guys. I appreciate y'all for that. Let's go to line speaker to 310.
This is Ron from Georgia. How you doing, ABL?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing better today, man. I tell you, brother, we just still got to just pray for our country, bro. We just got to pray for our country. We got, like I said, these people are just scamming us. The Somali population and everything. I think that need to be weeded out for sure. Tim Walz, yeah, he is a tard, because you mean you tell me you got all this here money going out the door and you guys okay with this? Yeah, they're okay with it because they probably getting their palms greased real good, and the thing about it that there's no accountability for them at this point. But these people with like dual citizenship, look, the thing is, if you're an American, you're an American. You say the Pledge of Allegiance to this flag, not to all those other flags. Like I say, I got a problem with these people waving their flags and everything as a protest in America. I'm sorry. We're getting a little bit tired of that, because your agenda is not for Americans and America. Like I said, they're trying to change our foundation. Our foundation is rooted in the Constitution, is rooted in the Bill of Rights, is rooted in the foundation that our forefathers had established already, and all the people that had died prior to this time, and they're still dying right now, trying to keep and preserve our country the way it's supposed to be. The people who are godless and shameful and shameless, lazy, all these people who are doing everything they can to try to tear down our nation. Our president is trying to get their mind right. I'm sorry, but we really need to be mindful and conscious, just like Tim Pool. People are doing all this here drive-by, trying to scare people us, trying to scare up people who have some type of form of sense and some type of form of morality and everything. Got these other people who will try to drive you by fear. I'm sorry, we're not driven by the spirit of fear that being trying to project it on us. Look, that's why they want to try to take away the weapons of America. Well, America will not be defeated like that. I'm sorry. We practice well, we aim well, and we keep things well oiled and everything. And like I said, an old man like myself, I'm not going to play with these young bucks up there want to try to hurt me. I'm sorry. We're not playing that. These days, we're living in serious times. We're living in serious times, and the people really need to take heart and understand what we need to do here in America. We need to continue to support, sane legislation, moral grounds, and like I said, there is a morale. There is morality in the world, not just any way you want it. I'm sorry, that's it. That's not a thing. That's something that they're trying to project on us, but that really isn't a thing, and not for a healthy society as concerned. And these teachers, with these trans teachers and everything, doing these things with our kids, I got a problem with that. I've got a problem with that. Growing up as a kid, we never knew what queer was. I didn't know what a queer was until I was in high school. And even then, it was like, we thought you was just in a hot bulb. We didn't think about homosexuals. We just thought you was a maggot, what I'm saying, with the F, So we called you that if you was like that, but it wasn't like rampant. Everything was undercover. But like I said, now everything is all out in the open. These people are just in our face. It's in our face. No, like I said, there's no shame. No shaming people in the way they carry themselves. America, we need to get back to standards. We need to get back to, these things are that which is right. Pray, read their Bible, love their family, love their children, teach your children right, be in their life, slap them around if you have to get their mind right. The fathers be fathers, mothers be mothers, and quit being, out there in the streets. Get it right, America. Love your country. Love your president. Love your people. Real Americans. We're not double-minded. Don't be double-minded. Love your country. This is the greatest country in the world. I love it. I got a lottery ticket when I was born here in America. Thank God that I was born here. And thank God I'm going to die here. Anyway, beloved, I just thank you, man, and you keep doing what you're doing. Chat, everybody be blessed. God bless you, my brother. You just take care. I keep you in my prayers always, buddy. Just take care of yourself, okay? Can't wait till I see you in Atlanta.
Right on.
So, until that time, buddy, I'll talk to you later, okay?
Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
You too, sir. Bye-bye.
All righty. Great call. And I think that might be a wrap for me tonight. You guys have been fantastic. I will see you guys again live. Hold on. I got one more call. I almost wrapped it up. I got a little bit more time. Let's do one more call. 206, you're online. Who am I speaking to?
Yeah, hi. My name's Nick. I'm from Washington State.
All righty. What's going on?
Hey, this last caller, he was really awesome. Yeah, great caller. Also want to say thank you for all you do, ABL. You're an inspiration to so many of us. My mom actually turned me on to you about 5 years ago. I'm about 5-year caller.
Right on, man. I'm loving it. Shout out to your mom.
Sorry, 5-year listener. I just wanted to touch on something that what that recent caller said really hit home with something for me regarding the alphabet people. And I'm 35, and I was raised by parents who were born in '69. So true blue, early cusp millennial parents, Gen X millennial, and that was exactly like it growing up for me. Raised by a couple of really kind of like liberal parents who kind of shifted in their 40s into conservative type parents. But, growing up in Washington, around Seattle too, it's so liberal. And I've shifted to a very, very conservative mindset in the past 10 years. And this past summer, I embarked on a hike of the Pacific Crest Trail over here on the West Coast, almost 2,700 miles. I hiked from the border of Mexico and California to the border of Canada and Washington. And on average, between 5,000 and 7,000 people attempt this every year. And there was about 5,000 people on trail this year. And it took about 6 months on average for everyone. And I was surrounded by so much of this alphabet culture, except it was individuals who were like my age and even older than me, which was even more shocking. And I think everything this recent caller said is absolutely true. We just need to concern ourselves with, bettering our communities. Not, all these people are so confused. They're so confused, ABL.
Yeah, I definitely see that. There's a lot of confusion going on, and that's going to create a general sense of confusion for everyone. If people that are supposed to be in charge or supposed to be working or are just in society, if they're confused, how can everybody be on the same page? It's impossible.
When I was, I'm 35, and when I was 14, 15, my parents were the same age as I am now, and I don't have any children, but looking around and seeing my fellow millennials just in these states of delusion, it can be daunting, because it definitely makes you think, are we going to be okay? But in all of them, in all throughout them, you do find, gold nuggets of, true blue American millennials that are oh, thank goodness you are a normal person, and you have a work ethic, you have, maybe faith in God, if that's your thing. It's mine. but you love America. The love of for America, it still shines so bright through these masses of people. And, that's really all I want to say. Big up to you. Thank you so much for what you do, and big up the last caller. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, that LGBT, like, you're going to get a lot of that, over there, like, especially on the left coast specifically. A lot of that. But that's all over the country. But they are misrepresented. They are a small portion of us, but there are so many of them who are vocal and expressive. It appears to be more, but it's not. But anyway, shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all for rocking and rolling. I'll be back live on Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat place, 8 p.m. Eastern time to right around right now, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm here all throughout the week, putting out pre-recorded videos, putting out long videos, short videos, whatever, here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I still try to do TikTok a little bit, but I'm everywhere. So catch me then. You want some more calls? We get more calls on Wednesday. And matter of fact, I'm on Instagram on Tuesday. So Instagram, if you don't have Instagram, download it. I'm easy to find. Anthony B. Logan, Anthony Brian Logan. I'm live on Instagram on Tuesday, YouTube Wednesday, and YouTube Saturday. And every day, pre-recorded content going to come out on all platforms. So check me out. Also, this is also an audio streaming podcast you're listening to right now. That'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms, whether that be Google Play, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, etc. Link for that will be in the description, or visit your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. All right. I got super chats to read, I believe. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow on top. Thank you guys for being here again. Shout out to everybody for watching, retweeting, super chatting, whatever you do. I could not do the show without you. Thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. I appreciate y'all for that as well. And I actually got all the super chats already, so I think I'm good to go. Again, I'll see y'all live again on Tuesday on Instagram, Wednesday on YouTube, and every day pre-recorded content. But that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.